All right, friends, we're here at this convention, and let me start out here. Hold on. Let me start out.
There's no replacing you. John, it's supposed to be on auto or manual?
Auto, because you won't hear the thing doing it, because it's not touched.
Okay, talk.
This is a test of the microphone. Now, I remember Mario when I was a young man, and I played the character on the TV. It did not really look like you. I think if you did, I would have had a much different experience.
I'm a sexified version of Mario.
A sexified Mario. Nothing wrong with that. I believe in such things.
I was going to be here, you said. A little bit more forward, though.
That's fine. You just got to make sure you're there.
I'm going to line myself up with this and be right in front of the speaker so no one can hear me because my butt's in the way.
Good spot. What character would you like to see added to the new Smash Brothers game?
Really, I can't really think of a new character. I like the new roster limit. I actually think there's such a thing as too many characters.
Too many characters. Maybe you should have like Mario, Donkey Kong. Bring back the one from Mario Kart where you says like the wife beater with no pants on, and Miyamoto. That's it. 3. Is that okay?
Of course. I think it'd be too OP actually.
Like, what's the costume you saw up there that you're like, that is the wussiest thing I ever saw? I freaking, you know what? I hate it. I'm disgusted with that. Did you see anything like that up there? Specifically?
Not yet.
How about like these people they just put on like, they have like, I don't even know what it is. Animals, furs, tails and things like that. What do you think about that? Later today, when you have time, because you're a busy man, you're Dr. Jones, you got things to do. You go up behind one of these people that have one of these anime costumes, take out that whip and you just give it to them. Right across the back.
Uh-huh.
Here's some cards. Sorry to bother you.
You're cool.
Thanks a lot. Alright, let's get out of here. That's fun. Prepare to watch decency, godliness, and general hygiene flow down the drain. This is JohnRamboPresents the show. My name is John, and I am honored to be joined by our very special co-host. I mean special in a good way, not a bad way, sir. Don't get upset with me. He's a great guy. He is a great guy. Sturmgeist13 is here.
What's up? Long time no see. Well, for the stream anyway.
You've not been on the streams in quite some time.
No, I have not. I've been very busy actually with something called real life.
This isn't real life now?
It's outside of this.
You're not in the room with me right now, and we're not
outside of this
conversation. There's nothing outside this box that I want to know about. How are you feeling today, sir? You look great.
Pretty good.
I see you.
Thank you.
Hold on a second here. My first question of the day for you, because this show's mostly about you. It's going to be about you. It's kind of like an intervention in a lot of ways. We're going to have all your family members on. They're going to come in here, and we're confronting you today.
For what?
Well, my first question to you, sir, where's your shirt? You know what I'm talking about. Where's your shirt?
Oh,
how come you're not wearing your shirt?
It's in... I did wear it to work, and nobody knew what the hell it was. The StayBallsy shirt.
Yeah, of course they didn't.
I should have worn it today.
That's what makes it great, though, the fact that most people don't know what it is. Except for us, we know.
They thought it was like a brand.
I guess it kind of is a brand.
Well, I mean, they thought it was like a line of
a line of crackers.
Of clothing.
Cologne. Is that what you said?
Clothing.
Maybe someday it will be. We'll have capri pants. Shirts that are quite nice. Button up, is that what they're called? Ties, sweatpants.
Hawaiian shirts.
Hawaiian shirts with me on them.
Vests.
So I gave you a shirt through your shirt at the convention there for all the great work you've done for us over the last several years. And apparently you took it and threw it in the trash, so that's nice.
No, I picked it back up.
And you refused to take a shirt for a long time.
It's not that I refused, it's just that you insisted so bad.
I said, please.
I was fine with it. You can send me one if you want, but you were like, no, you're getting one. I told you didn't have to.
I felt good. The fact that knowing that you have one would make me feel special. You know.
I wasn't rejecting it. I was just saying I don't.
All right. I just wish we wore it today. That's all. We're off to a bad start here.
Okay.
But anyway, we have no choice. OJ's away, my friends. He's currently on his European vacation, or doing whatever people with disposable income do. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But I haven't heard from him at all. Has anyone heard from him? He may be dead.
A couple times.
Did he tweet? I didn't notice that. He didn't tweet to me.
He tweeted like once.
He may be dead. He may be incarcerated. We don't know. I'm sure we'll find out next week about all his
both.
wacky adventures. He probably fell in the water at where's it? Florence. Where it's like you go on boats, and then he probably drank the water. Like, some crazy story. He consumed some of the water. He hallucinated for 4 days. Wound up in another country. I don't know. Who knows?
He's in Syria.
Have you ever been to Europe at all? Have you gone there?
Me? No,
Yes.
I'd like to. I'd like to go to Germany.
Have you Germany? Why Germany? Why'd you pick that?
Because I know basic German. I know how to order food.
I have some friends in Germany actually.
Really?
Perhaps we should go.
I don't know if we should go together.
Not together, separately. What if we
be a
go
little-
separately and then if we see each other, can we say hello or no? We just
I mean,
we just act like we don't know who each other are.
we can have a cordial
All right,
meeting.
a cordial nod, a wink.
Yes.
I know who you are, but we're not going to talk to each other. So you've never been to Europe? Have you seen Chevy Chase's European Vacation movie? National
No.
Lampoons. It's good. You should watch it. All right, so taking OJ's place here, do you think you could fill OJ's shoes? Do you think you could?
No, absolutely
It's
not.
not possible.
Mm-mm.
It's a tall
My
order.
schedule would never align. Which I
Oh,
applaud you guys
okay.
for doing it week after week, because it's definitely harder than it seems.
So now you're afraid I'm going to ask you to do this all the time. You're like, wait a second. You're laying down the law right now. Like, don't get any ideas about this.
I could do
I'm
it
not
every
down
once
with
in a
that.
while, but not every week.
All right, so you're
OJ's
filling in
trooper
this week for
doing it.
OJ? Yeah, he definitely is. We love the big guy. So we got the Great Sturm Guys 13. Your name's Jesse. You don't want people to know that for some reason. I don't know why.
No, they can know.
That's
it.
your
I
name.
don't give a shit.
And you may not realize this, but you've been, other people may not realize this, but you've been a big part of what we do here pretty much since the beginning of the show. You've been sending in artwork and all that stuff from day one, pretty much.
Yeah, it was the longest time ago since I first started. What's funny, I didn't do any Photoshop stuff before that, but just for the show, I saw you guys taking art, so I started making some for the first time in a lot of years, actually.
So that got you back into making the
Mm-hmm.
artwork. And then somehow we became friends through that. I don't know how did this happen?
I just kept on sending you artwork.
You just kept annoying me so much, and I was like, all right, I'll talk to this guy, whatever he wants. And
No, it's funny. I sent you two. The first time I sent you artwork, I sent you 2 pieces, and you used one and ignored the other.
I know what you're talking about because I never got it. But today,
You did get it.
today on the slideshow, excluding the picture you're seeing right now, because I got some of the SGC photos in there, but all the artwork is made by Sturmgeist, including the piece
really?
that he's talking about. That piece will also be the thumbnail. I'm killing this. I'm chopping the head off on this tonight, so you don't have to bother with this anymore.
What's funny is that I thought maybe you didn't use it because it's the picture of the atomic bomb,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you didn't want to do that
No, I
because
have no shame.
to offend people or something. I said maybe you didn't want to use it.
No, I enjoy offending people. It makes me happy. But I try to do as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
You got to do a little bit here and there. So you said you sent the artwork all the time, and somehow we became friends. I don't think we remembered how this happened.
It's just sending artwork, talking over Twitter, and
Right. And
exchanging emails.
you're the co-host of the Pro Wrestling Smorgasbord show.
And then I got your phone number, and everything went to shit from there.
Okay, there we go. So you're also the co-host of the Pro Wrestling Smorgasbord show, which we haven't done in quite some time. We'll have to do that again. Would you like to do that again at some point?
Yeah, definitely. The main reason is because both of us haven't been watching wrestling a lot lately because of the quality or lack thereof.
Seemed like
Of
it
the
got better while
wrestling
we were
shows.
watching. I wasn't able to
Yeah.
watch. We had a bunch of stuff going on. It seems like you
There's
kind of
actually
fell
things
off
going
on
on now.
it. And we haven't really had time to record it because every weekend is just going to Schnozman Hole Punch stuff for me. But soon that will be over. Then probably get back into it. I'm actually going to see TNA on Sunday or Saturday. I'm sorry, Saturday was when I'm going because they're. I realized last week they're coming to the area. So in my home area, I get to see some TNA. Then I don't know. Does anyone care about that? But and you helped us tremendously on the Schnozman Hole Punch stuff. You did a lot of the artwork. You still have a lot to go. You're prepared for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a little busier now, but if you give me things to do, I will get around to them. But
All the Epic Mail stuff was done by Jesse here, and all that difficult stuff. You also had to sit on the phone with me as I try to explain what I want you to do and everything. And
very very cryptic messages that you're sending.
What do you mean? Give me an example of this. What do you mean? It's a cryptic message. That from me. What do you mean?
I don't know. It's because sometimes you're so bent on one small detail. Like you want that to be just that, and I can't move anything. I have no leeway. You want it that way, but it's hard to do it.
I have a vision, and it has to be.
That's the only way I can explain it.
I think I'm pretty difficult. You know that I look back at it, and like you just seem like right now you just seem burnt out dealing with me. And OJ a lot of times just seems tired of it.
I'm not
OJ
burnt
just seems
out.
he just seems fried. I think I do this to people because I have a vision, and it must be this way, and then I do it again, that kind of thing. It must be difficult.
You are a little hard-headed when it comes to making what you want to happen. You want it to happen, and I appreciate that because you have to be like that when you're making something like Schnozman and Hole Punch, which isn't a giant production, but it is a production nonetheless.
It's a giant production for me.
No, definitely for one person.
Way more than I can handle.
Small group of people, yeah.
Yeah, so we had some good times though, hanging out on Skype, getting into some good conversations.
The conversations.
And I drive you crazy. I remember one time you sent me something I said was too good. And that blew your mind.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
You
asked me for a logo. I sent you the logo, and you said nope. And I said, "What did I do wrong? Like what you did? I did exactly as you wanted." You're like, "It's too good.
Make it worse.
Can't use it."
Right? Yeah, it's tough.
What the fuck?
And then most recently, this past what was it, last week? I don't even remember this. You live in Dallas. Mm-hmm. We came to Dallas, and you were my cameraman at the SGC convention in Dallas. Because you're from Dallas, I was in Dallas.
Yes, Dallas.
And you were the cameraman, and you put yourself in harm's way, and in some weird situations, which we'll get into a little bit today. If you saw the convention video,
harm's way.
You were a little. Were you nervous at all? We'll talk about it. I guess hold on to that. And so here you are, man. You know, and glad you're here. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna talk about some stuff today. We're gonna get into some comments and calls and all that jazz. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever in danger. Was I?
I don't know. You tell me.
Unless you're talking about Piss Alley.
We're going to talk about that. We'll get there.
Okay.
We will bring everyone. We're going to journey all of us together to Piss Alley.
We're going
to talk about that.
Everybody come to Dallas. I will take you to Piss Alley.
Excellent. You know where it is now. We found it.
Yeah.
I want to offer a happy Canada Day to our Canadian friends. It was yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
Have you been to Canada before?
No, I'd like to actually see if the sky is different.
See if the sky is different.
Is the ground a different color?
Is that a thing? What do you think it might be? Green?
It's like Namek from Dragon Ball.
And of course, tomorrow is the 4th of July, which is the American Independence Day. Are you excited about that? What do you do for 4th of July? Is it a big deal with you, or is that something? Or
to me, it's not really a big deal, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't, because right here I live close to the Cowboys and Rangers Stadium.
Yeah.
And during 4th of July, they shoot fireworks out of both of them.
Can you see it? You can see it?
I can see it from my house. But the traffic around my house gets stupid, so I kind of hate it.
You're just kind of trapped.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. Like in the afternoon, yeah, you can't.
You used to work at GameStop. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Did they do fireworks like near the GameStop? Was it like?
The GameStop was very close to the Cowboys Stadium, the new one that they built.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
So you worked at a GameStop outside of Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could imagine how it got when like soccer games or concerts or something would be there, but that's still cool.
I would always have to work at the mall, and the mall would have fireworks. And when I got at a GameStop, then I couldn't leave because there was just insane amounts of people, peeing on the road and waving their flags and fireworks going off. So I'm stuck there. It was pretty annoying. So one thing I noticed in Texas that was kind of interesting. You don't really always see this. And I've been to a good amount of places. They got the state flag flying proudly pretty much everywhere you go. And a lot of cities you go to, they don't really. Some of them do, like I've seen in California, some other places. They don't have the state flag at all in some cities. So
because they have no history and they're weak.
Is that why? They're weaker than Texas.
Yep.
Texas is very proud place.
Well, it's because it's got such a rich history. Like I told you before we went to SGC when you were asking me what was okay to put on your slideshow.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So I made the Hole Punch did a thing at SGC where he did a thing. We talked about things. He did a speech and had all kinds of imagery behind him. So I'm putting this together. I was very afraid that I was going to put something that would be offensive to people in Texas. Because I wanted to be about Texas. So knowing that you're from that area, I contacted you and I was telling you what I showed you the speech, I showed you the pictures. I was very, very nervous that I was going to offend people, and they would freak
I don't know
out.
what you were so nervous about. Like, it's not like people here are just going to fucking bum rush you if you say. Besides, a lot of people from SGC, like I said, well, like I predicted, weren't really from Texas. There were a lot of people traveling.
Yeah. So I thought it was going to go over really well because you thought it was really funny. And then,
I mean, I think it did.
People didn't. It kind of fell a little bit flat, but I was very nervous that like someone would be like, "How dare you get out of here?" Because I don't know. I'm not from the area. I try to be very respectful of the places I go to.
I don't.
Okay, so
I went to California last year. I didn't give a shit.
You're like, I'm from Texas, and you graffiti everywhere. You turned it into your own personal piss alley. The entire state.
Yeah, I'll make a piss alley and I'll leave my mark.
There you go. Yeah. So very proud of their state in Texas, and that's a cool. That's a good thing. I think it's a cool thing. 'Cause I think you should like be proud of where you're from. You know, no matter what it is, even if you leave it eventually, I think you should have some pride in where you come from. You know.
Yeah, I'm definitely very proud to be born in Dallas. I was actually born in Dallas, so it's a cool place to be.
Do you like put people down? You're like, I was born outside of Dallas. Oh, you're not a real Dallasman.
No. I don't really do that. As a matter of fact, Dallas isn't even. I like the city, but I understand there's a lot of shit that goes down there.
Yeah.
A lot of crime, a lot of bad stuff, but it's just nice to pass by it, to enjoy the city and all that. So it is very cool.
All right, let's talk about when I went down there, and you came down. You knew I was coming. You were all excited to meet me and everything. And
yes,
you had your autograph.
Giddy.
You had your poster and everything. And
I got my picture, autograph, DNA sample.
Well, it's cool because you found me and like you came up behind me and you freaked me out. You scared the crap out of me.
Dude, you passed by me. I was in the corner. I was texting you and you walked by. As a matter of fact, I took a split second.
I did see you. I just said, "Oh no, it's not him," and I just kept going.
The thing is, I saw you, and then I was just like, "Is that Rambo? He looks fucking weird." He looks weird. Is that him? Until I saw, the hat, schnauz shirt. It has to be him. Who else would be wearing the schnauz shirt?
So what exactly is weird about? What do I look weird? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Did you get used to it? Did I become less weird over time, or was it just like the whole time, like this guy's fucking weird looking?
No.
Like later in the day, you're like, you know what? 8 hours later, this guy's still freaking weird. I gotta get out of here.
No, it's just like when you see somebody on camera for so many years now.
Yeah.
It's like you're so used to seeing them in a certain point, in a certain vantage point, and then when you see them in real life, it's like completely different.
So you said you noticed it was me because of the shirt and the hat and stuff. Was it really just because look at that nose on that dude? It's got to be him. Was it really that? Was that the real reason?
No, it's just I noticed. I seriously, literally, it was not 5 minutes that I walked in that I was waiting around. I was about to text you and I saw you. So it was very quick. I spotted you pretty quickly.
What were your impressions of me? Were you impressed?
Impressed by what?
Just hanging out with the day. Did you have a fun day? That's all I want to know.
You're a little bit taller than me. I remember that.
That made you upset?
No.
All right, so we met.
What the hell?
So we met and we went to the subway because I couldn't get into the. We talked about this last week a little bit.
Yeah,
I couldn't get into the convention. It was only having all kinds of problems, and
you didn't qualify. You weren't. Good
I couldn't get in. Remember the lady yelled at me. Remember that? And we went to Subway, and tell us about the Subway experience that you had with me. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I did. It was funny because, like I said at that time, and I'll say it again, I've never had a more complicated experience at a Subway ever, or any restaurant for that matter. Because usually at a Subway, you go there, you order your bread, your meat, or whatever sub you want, you put the shit on it, you pay for it, and that's it. When you went up there, you said, I want this. We don't have that. What about this? We don't have that either. Yeah. What do you have? We have, what is it, wheat bread and flat bread?
No, it was flat bread, and they started making it. And then they said, do you want it toasted? I said, no. And they said, well, you can't have that if it's not toasted because it breaks when you fold it. And then I said, well, is it too late to change? It was just a disastrous
That's the part that I was laughing at because, number one, they asked you if you wanted to toast it or not. And you said no, and they said, nope, wrong. You chose the wrong answer. You actually can't do that. Now, in my head, I asked them, why would they ask you? If you can't toast it, why would they ask you whether or not you want it toasted? And I was still laughing when you said, is it too late to change? As if it's permanent. And as soon as they put the things on the sandwich, fuck it, you're done. You're done.
So I thought it was funny. You said you're like Mr. Bean, is what you told me.
That's funny because for any one of you who've seen Mr. Bean, you know that he does everyday things, but shit just happens to him, like shit that wouldn't happen to nobody. And of course, Mr. Bean is a show, and it's choreographed. But this was funny because
this is my life. This is the life I have to live.
It was like watching a scene from Mr. Bean. Like it was. And of course, I ordered my food and nothing wrong.
And you were perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. You learn from my experience, though. So anyway, we go back to the convention. We're just gonna go through a couple things here, and we'll move on to some other stuff. I know we talked about this a lot last week. But we went to the convention, and there's a lot of people hanging out. And I said, all right, we're gonna film some stuff. And what did you think at this point? What was going through your head?
I was perfectly fine. I just wanted to make sure I didn't fuck up your camera, or didn't, like, at the end of the day we found out I didn't record or something. That's the only, because I'm not a camera person, never recorded anything, so I just wanted to make sure everything.
Well, you did a lovely job. The first thing we did is we went in front of the people, and what I tried to do there, if you saw the video, and a lot of people, said they really enjoyed the video and they loved it a lot, and it means a lot because it took me quite some time to film it. It took us a couple hours that day, and then I was up an entire night working on the footage. So
it was very good. The way like I said, the way you put it together was very, very well done.
Well, I appreciate that. And so what I tried to do with the large crowd was like you try to be one of them first, because I knew where we wanted to go with it. And I kind of told you a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. We kind of discussed it like a little, what should we do with this? And first I was like, I'm going to be one of them, and got them to chant something they like for the convention that they're at. Okay, they're going to do that probably.
What's funny is you should mention how you were before you started filming.
What do you mean?
You were like anxious. You were like ravenous. You're like, I got to get something. I got to get something here, man.
Because you get the idea, and it's like lightning in a bottle, man. You got to catch it. Because I was like, what if the line, I'm setting up the camera, and then what if like the people in the line go in or they open the door? So I was like, we got to get this now, get over there.
But you were really like, all right, I got to get something. You're like,
you never know. Are they gonna chant? Are they gonna even bother or what? And then
personally, I thought they were going to chant it.
But I think if you're at a convention and you see a dude come over with a mic and a cameraman, and it looks like it's maybe they're part of Screw Attack, maybe they're important. No, we're not.
Probably.
They probably thought that. Okay, chant for SGC. Okay, they're with the con. We'll do it.
Yeah, there's no way for them to know.
And a lot of people did it, man. And I don't know, from what I think, and maybe what you think too, you were there. The video didn't do justice, like the size of the place, like the amount of people that were there.
Yeah, I feel like on the video, it didn't really do justice to the amount of people that were there, and definitely the amount of boos that you got, because the boos were way louder than the chant, dude.
Right, and then I turned on them. I got them to chant SGC, and then it was Xbox One. Which, well, lo and behold, everyone there has the same opinion on it, which was really interesting in a lot of ways. I didn't expect that that level of like hatred.
Me neither. I thought people were gonna laugh. To be honest, I didn't think they were gonna boo you.
I think some of the people got the joke. I think some of the people didn't. Like the one guy, one guy was like "F you Microsoft," and he was looking like right in my eyes, like looking in my eyes, like.
He looked in your eyes. He looked at you and said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, for that moment, I was Microsoft to him. I was Microsoft, and.
Did you tell me you feared for your life?
No, I didn't, but I quickly learned I had no control over the crowd anymore.
Like, oh, God.
That I was trying to stop them and get them to do other things. I just completely lost control. And
I knew you were.
I think some of the people thought, like, this guy's from Microsoft. Literally, because they were looking in my eyes, like, saying F you and stuff.
But if you don't mind me mentioning, that picture that's on the slideshow right now, I did that at my school. I was bored as shit, and I did that in Microsoft Paint because they didn't have any other software.
Microsoft, we get to share Microsoft Paint.
They didn't have any other program software, so I did that because I was bored.
But that was an awesome moment. I think not only like for a video in my channel and stuff like that, but for my life, just to have that amount of people. It's probably maybe 100 to 200 people, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a big room of people. That room was really big.
And just to kind of have them in your hands, for that moment.
That was pretty cool.
It was pretty. It felt good. It felt pretty strong.
That was definitely one of the better.
Just how dictators are born.
That was definitely one of the better videos you've made for the cons. It's pretty good though.
And that was the first thing we ever did. So I was like, now we're golden, man.
Yeah, that was very good because like you mentioned, that was the very first thing we filmed.
And then we were, they chanted like, they were chanting for PS4 after I tried to get to the Xbox One. Then they started chanting Dreamcast 2, which I thought was a little strange.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, is that a real thing? I would get it if that exists. Is that real? It was odd. And
Yeah, it's funny. After they stopped chanting that, you asked me, "Is that for real?"
I was like, is that a real thing? What are they chanting that for? I don't know what was going on.
That was funny.
Right. And then, of course, we got a lot of random videos just running up to people. And did you have a good time doing that? Just running up to people and, hey, you don't even ask them if you'd like to be on first. You just run up to them with it on.
Yeah, it's the weird part. That's kind of like the best part about it, that they don't know. They're not prepared for it.
All of a sudden they're not, and no one ever says, like, I don't want to be in it, because they're already in it, and they can't. So they're almost netted,
90% of the people that we filmed, like, you didn't say, hey, what's up, and then we started. No, you just literally snuck up behind them as I was filming, and then you started talking.
That's how it has to be done, because if you go up and say, can we film you, and they'll say, what is it for?
Yeah, they think
about
it.
No, I don't want to do it, It's like a digital net. You just go put it over their head, and you're coming with me now.
They're in the black. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Now you belong to me.
Some people did get it, though. Some people kind of went along with it. They understood it was being filmed, being for something, so they went along with it.
I talked about last week too on the show, but it was a lot different, like the way people went about it in Dallas. Like, a lot of people got the joke, or were, like in Philly, they just, I don't know what was going on, man. They took it very seriously, and they would stand there for a long time, and
yeah,
it was odd. But well, if you want to talk about, we did the line of people. It was like a big line of people. I don't know what that was for, like some kind of important person's presentation or something.
It was for their presentation for something.
All right, so we went on there, and it basically, like, I went up to the line. I didn't even say, like, all I said was Xbox One, right? I didn't say, do you want it?
Good,
what do you
bad,
think about it?
Stupid.
All I said is the word. That's
Xbox
it.
One.
That's it. I didn't imply anything or anything like that. And then people just crapping on it over and over again.
No,
the entire line.
That middle finger you got was priceless.
You gotta expect that, though. It was funny.
So much hate, though.
You gotta take it, man. If you're gonna walk that line,
I mean, like, it's not really hate towards you. It's just so much hate towards just the console.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
But that was pretty alarming. There's a couple things to take from that, like that everyone hates it, which I was pretty surprised, like that level where every person.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's kind of weird is, like, at the con, it's like the same person almost, like the same
views,
the same view of people from all over the world that are at this. They all have the same kind of thing to say, And that's kind of something to be. I don't know. It's much more sophisticated and elaborate than I can process, but there's something to be said about that too, But anyway, I thought it went really well. It was fun. I appreciate you doing it. You had the best idea while we were there, and I wish we did this before. I wish we talked about this beforehand.
What was it?
Your idea was that when I started doing my shtick, because going into it, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. It was a gaming convention. There's internet people here. I kind of know how to get under their skin a little bit. I know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
But your idea was, like, you should have dressed up as a Microsoft guy.
Yeah.
Like, wear all Microsoft stuff. And be, like, instead of being Don Matrix, be John Matrix. Have, like, a thing.
Yeah.
Right? A Microsoft Xbox One. And just go up to people and try to act like you're from Microsoft. You're trying to sell them on the Xbox and how great it is and stuff like that. I think that would have been pretty awesome.
Like I said, if I knew beforehand, I have like a pin and like a lanyard that I got from GameStop that have Microsoft on it. I probably would have given you that. That would have been enough.
I could have completely shaved. I would have had a Microsoft hat.
It could have been enough.
Like a Microsoft work outfit. And just go in with the mic and everything. And like flyers for Xbox One or something. We like make them. And just see what kind of reactions you get. That would be pretty tremendous. But maybe someday,
At that point, I think that's when your safety could have been in jeopardy.
That's the point where now they kind of don't know if it's real or not.
Blurring the lines.
But I think it went well. I was happy with that. It was a fun day. You were only there for one day, which kind of sucked. Yeah,
unfortunately, I had to work for that weekend, and it was at I couldn't normally. I would ask for the days off, but I was moved to like a different part of my job, which I didn't, more important. So I didn't want to like bail out on it the first week. But that one day that I did go there was very, very fun. If you guys come by next year, I'll definitely be there all 3 days.
Yeah. All right. So then you hung out with the whole group of people. How was that for you? Did you like that?
Yeah, that was very fun. Honestly, I thought to be perfectly honest, I thought as soon as like the con was done, I thought you guys were gonna tell me to fuck off.
Well, what do you mean?
I thought you guys were gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this, and you can
go home.
You can go back home. You can go crawl back to your hole.
No, we went out. We had a nice night and everything, and then we went.
Yeah, it was actually fun to hang out with all you guys. Nice to have some good dinner.
Was anybody mean to you or in the group? Anything bad happened?
OJ was a little.
Are you serious?
He was throwing in some little bit of jabs here and there.
Like
but
what?
I mean,
Tell me.
No, I'm kidding, but
oh wow.
He no. Everybody.
You feel like OJ could have done a little more hospitable to you.
That's what I was trying to say. OJ could have done a little bit more, but
he's very like around his girlfriend. He's very nervous. He's gonna like do something wrong or.
He is a little. I'll be honest. He is a tad bit weird. He's a little fidgety, isn't he? He's cool though. He's
can't
very
sit
very
still.
cool person.
He paces and around his girlfriend. He's a little like he's afraid to like not. He's got to be like talking to her or giving her attention at all times, or he I don't know what he thinks. That's how it goes.
It's just some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth.
He's a wacky dude.
His references are so weird. Like you could tell he's making a reference to some fucking
I don't even know what you're
game
talking
or
about.
something. Yeah, and I'm like, I know it's a reference, but I don't know what that is.
I try to tell him that if you're gonna make a reference, you should expect that the people know what the reference is. I don't know.
But no, everybody, all of you guys were.
All right, so tell us about tell us about the Piss Alley thing. We were walking back. Did you know we were going the wrong way, or what was going on? Because you're from the area. Did you just say I'm gonna let them fall on their face here?
To be perfectly honest,
really
if
sure?
I knew that was Piss Alley, I would have still let you guys go in there.
Really?
But the thing is, I didn't know that was Piss Alley. I've been to that part of Dallas before. I've never been to that hotel, but I know that street. So I said, no matter which turn we take, you're still going to end up on that street. So even if we did go there, we would have still ended up at the hotel. I did not know that it was an underpass for a fucking hobo sanctum.
Hobo sanctum?
That I did not know. If I knew that, I would have still probably let you guys go through it just to experience it. But if I knew
you wanted us to experience, you felt like we needed to experience that.
The whole thing. Because you guys had an awesome night out on the town, and then you got to witness that. Which is funny. To me, it was funny.
It was funny. It was going through. It was pretty wild. It was like being in a terrible amusement park ride that you can't get off of. It just keeps getting worse and worse, and you can't get off.
The funny thing is, I said, people when Phil was talking about it on his stream, people in the chat were saying you should have definitely got video or pictures of Piss Alley.
I don't think anybody had cameras in it at that point.
And nobody had cameras, and then somebody pointed out, it said, Sturm lives there. Why don't you go take video of it?
Don't do that. Don't go there alone.
Like, why would I?
If you do it, go with like 5 other people. I don't want you to go alone.
First of all, if I took a picture of it or video, you wouldn't really get.
You got to be there because it's mostly about the odor and the scents.
You wouldn't get the entire atmosphere of Piss Alley. You wouldn't recognize its quality.
Some things are about the experience, not the the actual physical thing.
The biggest point is really the odor. You have to be.
You have to be there to get the odor, and that's the worst thing. And then you just see bizarre stuff all around. What was it? You brought up something to me that I forgot to mention. It was the briefcase that someone crapped in.
Briefcase was being used as a toilet facility.
Probably by multiple dudes.
What?
Probably by multiple people. You think that was just one guy's thing?
Multiple people? It was a facility?
You think that was one guy's?
Public?
That was one guy's suitcase?
The funniest part is that it was actually a suitcase, literally a fucking suitcase, just open.
Where did it come from? Where did the suitcase happen? Where do you happen upon?
I don't know. And there was a lot of bird crap everywhere. And it was funny because I don't know if the light was yellow or the light was white and the walls were yellow, but it smelled like just like the epitome of urine. Like you just got it. In your nostrils is urine. And of course, we saw a dead squirrel. Like, the squirrel wasn't even, like, fully dead. It was just a normal squirrel with his head just, like, bashed. Which I thought was, like, just fitting. And then we saw that hobo to the left.
We saw a dude
just sleeping.
Out.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And, I don't hold that against, like, the city or anything. Like, you go to any city.
Oh, yeah.
Every city in America is kind of like, you see all kinds of things. It's like the whole country boiled down into, like, one place.
Yeah.
And you got the richest of the rich and the poorest of the poor and everything in between. It's just how it is. So.
Yeah, I'm almost glad nobody took video of it because if you would have posted it up, people would have said, "Oh shit, that's Dallas." Fuck no.
Look at this hellhole. especially people in other countries. That's what America is.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not a representation of what this place is. It's a small piece of what it is, and just like everywhere else,
If you see that underpass, of course it looks horrible, and then you turn your head around and look behind you. It's an awesome city. So
it's a beautiful place. I had a great time.
You were the one who was skeptical about the birds.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They have these birds.
You were going crazy, dude.
There's birds that I never saw before in my life. They sound like some kind of monkeys or something.
You were telling me those aren't birds.
They're like bigger. They're hyperactive. They're going crazy. The birds we have are smaller. They don't sound that way. They don't sound like freaking monkeys. They sound like birds.
Howler monkeys.
They're supposed to sound.
But you were going crazy. You were like, dude, those aren't monkeys. Those aren't birds. And I was like, what are they, Rambo? If they're not birds on the trees, you tell me what is it. I've been here all my life. Those are birds. What is it? You're like, it's like monkeys. Yes, we have monkeys in the
sounded
downtown.
more like orangutans or monkeys than birds, and they were just going insane. I don't know what was going on. They're like desert. I guess they're like desert birds or something.
Desert birds.
I don't know. There's different types. Is that what they call
Like
desert
Pokemon?
birds?
Like Pokemon?
They're like Pokemon, but you can't put them in your pocket and make them fight for you. No matter how much you try, they'll never fight for you. Stupid animals. Imagine we were more like the Pokemon Society. They have like the best economy.
Everything runs on
everything
Pokemon.
runs on the Pokemon industry.
You don't have to get a job. You
got your trainers, you got your breeders, you got your medics.
The Pokemon contest people.
That's what we're lacking in the world. We don't have one focus. We need to focus all of our efforts into one thing.
On one thing, yeah.
So
just we can
what
still
would
do
happen
the Yu-Gi-Oh!
What would happen to the what would happen to the Pokemon economy if people stopped caring about the Pokemon matches? When the whole thing collapsed, they'd be like home. They'd be like Piss Alley. The entire
they'd be
universe,
fucked.
the whole universe would be freaking Piss Alley. That's what would happen, man.
The sad part is that if Pokemon were real, you know that people would be doing all kinds of fucked up shit with Pokemon.
Like sex videos.
Sex videos. It would be like eating them, making them go extinct, opening them up, just using them for all kinds of shit.
Testing, testing makeup on them and stuff. And,
well, I mean, if they actually had powers, you know damn well that they would like reverse engineer like their DNA or some shit. You know
they combine them with human DNA.
Yeah, you know that if they had powers,
people would dude, if you had like powerful ones, people would like break into your home and steal them. Mm-hmm. People would be like shooting each other over them, or having the Pokemon's like rob.
If you owned a Charizard, you would use that Charizard to kill other people.
Rob a bank or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Charizard, burn these fucking people.
Exactly, and it would come down to who has the most powerful Pokemon.
That'd be like the person that runs the world.
Whoever has the most powerful Pokemon in the world, he could be like a dictator of the universe.
Organized crime, they wouldn't have guns or anything. They would just have multiple Pokemons. They would drive around in vans, and instead of like a drive-by, they just throw one out in the yard and just run away and just let it like do damage. A Squirtle just destroys the property.
Yeah, as they're saying
kills your family.
In the chat, they kind of already did that in Pokemon by doing Mewtwo. That was like a genetically created Pokemon.
That's true. From time to time, they touch on these topics, but they need to go further.
Yeah, like in real life, it would just be a shitstorm. It would just be like total chaos.
It'd be really bad. They'd have to ban certain ones, and if you had like the eggs or something for one, they'd
probably like put them down.
Well, they'd find out. They'd be like raids. They'd go into people's houses. You're not supposed to have like a level 5 whatever, and they would freaking shoot it and stuff.
That's a level 14 Charmander.
You can't have that shit, and they would come take it away. That'd be bad news. Then there'd be people like killing them and like selling the meat, and you're not supposed to do that.
I agree
with black market.
I agree with Slinky. How the fuck did we get on this topic?
I don't know, man.
That's funny though.
Well, we're talking about games. This is a perfect segue. We planned this all along.
Yep.
We talked about this earlier today as well. I used to work at GameStop. I didn't even know about this till later on. You mentioned it to me, and you probably told me earlier, but I forgot or something. But you worked at GameStop. How long did you work there for?
2 years.
2 years. About what I did. How was your experience at the place? That's more than enough. That's like the ultimate tour. The ultimate tour of duty that we could ever go on. That's there you go.
Yeah. You see a lot of things.
You see a lot of things. How was your experience there? What do you want to tell us about it?
I mean, my experience was mostly fun, simply because, one, I didn't need that job, so I never felt like my job was in jeopardy, or if I lost that job, I was screwed. Right. I didn't need that job. It was a job I had during high school. And also my coworkers, I only had like one dick who was a coworker, but other than that, my manager, he was very fond of me. Like, I was his best game advisor, which is pretty much the grunts.
I was his best. What's like the biggest game advisor called? That's what I was. The top one.
Yeah, it's like under manager.
It's
right?
SGC, but what is the S? I can't even remember anymore.
It stands for.
I can't remember what that is.
I know what you're talking about. Though. It's like it's not like It's not assistant manager. It's
like right below that.
Right below that, because there's manager, assistant manager, below that, and then.
Yeah, I had like the keys. I had the keys and everything.
Yeah, that's the people.
Let's put it this way. Why did you get the job? Why were you interested in working there in the first place?
First of all, I was trying to get a job, period. I was applying at many different places. I wanted to work retail, preferably. And my brother, he worked at a GameStop already.
Oh, really? It's a whole family affair.
So only my brother worked there, and honestly, the only reason I got that job was because my brother, he put in a good word for me. I got the interview. I went in there, and I got the job, started working.
That's how it goes a lot of the time there. They don't really... a lot of people want the job because they think it's, I'm going to play games. This will be great. I get discounts. And a lot of people apply for the job. Usually people get hired or it's usually within the... I know this guy or he's my relative or something like that. Or the manager will hire their friends and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'll be honest. For the people who've asked me, like, how do you get a job at GameStop? The only way I'll say the only way to get a job at GameStop if you get to know those people, right. Or if you're already a family member, that you can get in kind of that way, but get to know them. Even if you're a customer, just keep going there, make small talk, literally make friends with them. They'll get you in whenever you need, but don't make it obvious that you want in, and that's it.
And then you get there, and it's not quite what you had thought it would be. So
no,
so once you started working there, what's some stuff that went down? Well, first of all, was it what you thought it would be initially, or was it a little different?
I didn't have a big, idea of GameStop. Some people think, like you said, that you work at GameStop, you play games all day, you're around games, and it's all a bunch of fun.
You get free games.
Oh, yeah, you don't
games,
get
games. You get everything.
Well, I mean, you get to check out games, which means it's kind of like a library where you sign your name, you check it out.
Yeah.
That's good. It does have some perks, but I didn't have any.
You open it, and you take it home, then you sell it to someone who's new.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always fun.
But no, I didn't have any expectations or anything, so it wasn't a bad job by any means. But one thing I will say is that you shouldn't work there if you're like above like 25. Nobody like older should be working.
I think
there.
I was about that age.
Even when I was a kid, I was in high school. I was 16 years old when I was working there. I'm looking around. I'm like, I'm not going to work here for very much longer. Because I had a coworker. He was like 30 something. He was like 40, about to be 40. So I was like, dude, you shouldn't be
It's a tough life,
working.
my friend. It's a tough life. So what do you have?
In my head, yeah.
Do you have any good stories or anything that went down you want to talk about?
I mean, I got many.
All right, I got something you want to throw in. I know you got fired eventually. We'll talk about that. Do you have anything else you want to...
That's funny.
Yeah.
I quit. I didn't get fired. I quit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I quit as well.
I literally did quit. I'm not covering that. I actually quit.
Okay, we'll talk about that too. But do you have any other little things, interactions with customers, people getting mad about stuff?
One of my favorite ones was me and my supervisor. We were just working. It was just a Friday, normal, nothing going on. And then some lady comes out. She was an old lady. I'm about to say about like 30, 40.
30 years old, old lady?
I mean, like she was in her late 30s.
Wow.
She was like in her late 30s.
That was a soul shot at me right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, it was an older than me.
Okay, there you go.
Older than me. She was a lady, and she came in. I don't know what the hell she was doing. She literally just came in. Nobody with her. She was looking around the games, and she started picking up games off the wall. That's what they call it, the racks of the games. Yeah. Picking up games off the wall. This game, going up to that game. Different games too. One on the Wii, one on the PS2, on the PS3. Getting all these games. And then, like, I'm kind of keeping an eye on her because they tell you to keep an eye on people, especially if they're the only people in the store. Not just because you think they're stealing, but just to see if they need anything.
Right.
And then she comes up to me.
They could be a secret shopper as well, so you never know.
Oh yeah, definitely. They send those. We should talk about those too.
Oh yeah.
And she comes up to me. She throws all these games, and she says, "Why are all these games on the wall available?" And I look at them, and I'm like, "What? Like one? There's a pattern. One thing I noticed is that there's females on the covers."
Yeah. Right.
And then I'm like, what's wrong with these? And she says, "You see, why are all these women naked on the covers?" I'm looking at them like they're fully clothed from what I can tell. I don't see any nudity here.
I don't see any nipples, ma'am. I wish I did, but I don't.
And she said, "Are you the manager?" I said, "No, I'm not the manager." I said, "Who's your manager?" I said, "Right now it's this guy." And I called him up. He comes up, and he's like, "Why are there these games? Kids walk in here, they can see all this, yada." She went off on him.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, they said the same thing I did. There's no nudity. It's fully closed. This game's rated T. This game's rated M. Children can't purchase these games, yada, yada. And she just blurts out, "No, I'm not going to be," she said, "I'm not going to be silenced. You won't tell me what to do. This is the reason World War II was started."
Really?
And that's when I grabbed my hand like, what the fuck?
I
World
did
War
not- I
II
did not
was
know
started
that.
by nudity? Or what are you trying to say?
Hitler's game that was with a disgusting cover.
And she says World War II was started because people were silenced. And right now you're trying to silence me.
And she's being a hero. She's
and
a
I'm
hero.
like, you walked in here. And you're saying we silence you. We can't silence you if you never bother us. You realize that? You can just fucking go home. And we'll never bother you again.
Well, that tends to happen. Like, people think that, like, you made the game or something. Like, in the back, you drew the cover, you printed it out, you made the disc. You created the game, so you should be the one that gets yelled at about these things, you know.
And she was just saying that all she's saying, she like, my manager was about to tell her to leave, and she said, all I'm saying is that these shouldn't be in the same section. This should be in a separate room or in a separate section where children aren't allowed to see it. I'm like, it's not pornography. It's just like, I don't know if you guys seen the games, but one of them was Heavenly Sword with Noriko or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
She was on there. Onekambara Samurai Zombie Slayers. Something
I don't
like
think
that.
like you
Bikini
take
Zombie Slayers.
You could take all those games, you could line them up, but I don't think it's possible to masturbate to any of those covers. And I may have tried while working at GameStop, but I don't think they're that bad because I don't think you could do that.
And it was just a bunch of those games where it's like scantily clad. One of them was the Dead or Alive volleyball, the beach volleyball.
Well, did you explain that you have no control over this and you don't make the game, and how if you took the games down, you'd probably be fired and all that?
That was the only well, that's what my supervisor told him, because she was talking to him the whole time. He just said, "Hey, we don't make these games. We don't put the ratings. We just sell them. We're just a retail store." Right. And she eventually just stormed off because that's whenever my manager threatened to get her kicked out of the store because she was making such a big fuss. But speaking of like people thinking the games, I remember one time when a lady, she came up to me. It was a game for the PS2. I remember it. It was called Mary-Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16. And it was like about her getting her driver's license. I forgot what it was called. Yeah. Mary-Kate and Ashley driver's license shit, whatever. And she comes up to me.
Don't tell me they had a problem with the Olsen twins, because they're as wholesome as wholesome is. Come on, man.
No, it's
until they started doing crack and all that later on. But early on, they're pretty, You can go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Well, she came up to me. She gave me the game, and she's like, "Is this game any good?"
Oh yeah.
And I look around and I'm like, "Well, like I told her I wouldn't be able to tell you." And she says, "Why not?" Like she's surprised. Like the look on her face, I can't recreate it. She's like, "Well, why not? Why can't you tell me if it's good?" I said, "I've never played this game," and that apparently fucking blew her mind. And she just said, "You work at GameStop and you haven't played this game." She goes, "Wow."
But you're obviously not the right demographic for that. Like if you said it was terrible, could you even if I were the demographic, is it possible for me to play all these games and tell you what's in it, whether they're good or not? It's great.
And then the fucking Mary-Kate and Ashley is like, what the... You think I played this? You think I actually, in my life, sat down and played this to make sure you knew about it? What the shit?
Yeah. That's scary stuff, man. Just deal with the public, it's wacky stuff.
Or like, I did have a lady who came up, we were having a sale. GameStop has all these crazy sales over the weekends.
Yes.
And she came up to me, the bin... There's like the giant bin, and it has like all the signs, all the promotional things that you have to switch out. You have to get up on the fucking tall ass ladder to switch out posters, which nobody wanted to do, by the way. Everybody.
That was like the worst thing.
Everybody in my store probably had like vertigo or something. They're like, "No, I don't want to climb up." I'm like, "You guys are pussies. I'll get the fucking poster. I'll climb all the way up there. I don't care."
A lot of times, though, I remember doing that during like Black Friday weekend or something. Hanging signs, you have a ladder, people just don't even care, and they're
Dude, there was a kid climbing up there with me.
A kid just started climbing it.
It was on a Sunday.
I'm Spider-Man.
On Sunday, that's when you change all the things with marketing. That's what they call it, marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
I was doing it, and I noticed the ladder moving. I looked down. There's a kid like playing around like a fucking jungle gym. I told him, "Dude, get down. What the fuck is your problem?"
That was always one of the annoying things. The marketing. The manager would call every year to do the marketing. Make sure you do the marketing.
I actually like the marketing because I know it's a little gay, but I love decorating the place.
It's cool. I like spiffing it up and dazzling it out.
No, I like because I got to place the posters somewhat where I wanted, to make them look a little better, and also because I was doing the marketing, I was able to take the posters home. Well, I mean, the reason I liked it,
that would happen too. People would fight over the posters. I don't care. Just
I took the poster down, so I get to put my name on it and take them home. That's why I got a shitload of them in my room.
Actually, OJ's got a lot of that stuff because I would give him, I would get stuff and give it to him. He's a juggernaut when Ultimate Alliance 2 came out, right? It was a juggernaut,
the juggernaut
standee.
bonus.
It was huge. It was a huge cardboard juggernaut. I gave this to him. He brought it to his job, and he had it. I don't know if he stole this, but he had it in his cubicle for like years in his job.
Wow. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because GameStop was they have exclusive juggernaut guy.
How about the system counts? Did you have to do that stuff?
Yeah.
See, from what I'm getting talking to you, you seem like you came in a couple hours at a time. You're more of a GA.
Yeah,
I think the job really starts to suck when you have more responsibility and you're there more.
Definitely.
That's when it gets to the.
That's all my brother told me. He said, "Don't be a SGA." That's what it was called, Senior Game Advisor. That's the thing.
You have keys. You have all kinds of responsibilities. You got to be responsible for other people. You manage people, but you have no benefits and no pay and nothing. So
something wrong happens, all the shit's on you.
Yeah.
It doesn't even go to the manager.
Why don't we talk about how you got kicked out eventually, or how you left, or what happened at the end? Because pretty much everyone that you ever talked to that worked at GameStop, it's never just like I resigned, or
I just left,
or whatever. It's always some kind of insane story. This rings true with pretty much anyone I know. And
that's why.
You're no exception.
That's why I was laughing so hard. If any one of you have ever seen John Rambo's, he shoots on GameStop videos. When I heard it a long time ago, I was like dumbfounded because your situation is very not the same thing, but it's very like similar to mine.
Yeah.
What happened at my GameStop was we were next to a Barnes & Noble. I don't know if you guys ever seen a Barnes & Noble and a GameStop in the same building.
I think it's the same like owners or something too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people don't know about that.
There was like a giant Barnes & Noble and then a GameStop on the side of the building, like a different little wing of the building. And what was happening was around that time, the Cowboy Stadium was being built. And there was construction, not just the Cowboy Stadium, but they were renovating the highways and bridges and constructing all kinds of shit. And the traffic was horrible. So that kind of killed a lot of the business for not just the Barnes & Noble, but all the entire area around there. So eventually we had the store meeting, when all the employees go and we all talk about stuff. My manager Buck, his name was Buck. He was awesome. He told me, they're closing the store down. Well, he told all of us, they're closing the store down, and it's not because of us. Nothing happened wrong. It's just the Barnes & Noble isn't making enough business to stay here.
Yeah, so everyone's got to go.
So if the Barnes & Noble leaves, so does the GameStop. We're actually doing good. He said we're actually doing very well. It's just once the Barnes & Noble leaves, the entire building has to clear out.
Yeah.
So when that happened, of course, Buck, he was a manager, actually the manager of the store, so he was moved to a different store. And for about a month, we got a temporary manager, and this guy was a fucking ass. Like, he was just... First of all, I was the first one to work with him because it was my turn to work, and he was working at the same time. So I was literally the first one to work with him. And he walked up, I swear, he looks just like Bill Gates. And he even had, like, a Microsoft lanyard with a little Xbox controller keychain. I was thinking, like, is this fucking Bill Gates?
He didn't look like this, did he?
Oh, Don Matrick. A little bit. I mean, like, they kind of look the same too. But I mean,
We'll get to him later. Don't worry.
Just look up. You look up Bill Gates. He looked exactly like him.
Yeah.
And so he comes up to me, hey, nice to meet you. I forgot what his name was. And long story short, he started hating me a lot. I don't know what I ever did to him. I don't know if he already knew me beforehand. But from day one, he started being a little more of a dick and more of a dick until he just became a complete asshole.
Yeah. Well, it could be just, he hates himself and he's trying to take it out on someone, or you're not his guy, he didn't hire you, so you're not his boy. I
even asked around, like, is he doing it just to me or everybody else? He said, yeah, he's doing it to everybody else, but a little more to you.
Yeah, he didn't like you.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I never did anything. I was always respectful, nothing but respectful to him. And then one day, I came into work, the fucking Bill Gates dude was there. And then as soon as I walk in, it was in the morning. So this was just when the store was opening. Nobody's around. As soon as I walk in, he says, hey, come here, I need you to see this. And I said, okay. And then I knew it was something bad because as soon as I walk in and he said that, he goes over there and he fucking locks the door. I'm like, why would you lock the door? Are you trapping me in here? What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
And then we walked to the back room. He shows me the surveillance camera.
Really? You never told me this before. All right, go ahead.
He shows me the monitor, and it's like a black and white monitor with a surveillance camera up there. And then he says, I want you to watch this. And he plays a specific video, like a specific clip. It's me It's me, like, on the counter. I grabbed, because we had a drawer in the counter that was broken. You couldn't lock it. You could easily just pull it out, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it had a bunch. Of course, we didn't put anything valuable in there. We put the Nintendo DS chargers.
You know, I had a drawer, like a lot of the drawers were like that at my place. What's up with that?
They were broken. A lot of
You could
drawers
lock
were
them
broken.
with, like,
a
you
lot
could
of
lock
drawers
the
you had to
drawers.
fuck around with, yeah.
And that was a big pain in the ass. I don't know if I've ever talked about that. Like, when you took a game out of the drawer, you had a key, and I only had the key, and like the other guys weren't allowed to have keys. So you have to unlock the drawer, open the drawer, take out the game, and then you had to shut it and lock it again immediately.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to keep any of the drawers unlocked.
No, all the drawers always had to be locked.
So on like a busy day, it was just open it, find the game, because a lot of the games were just millions of games stuck in there and being crushed by other ones. Find it, pull it out, shut it, lock it.
Sometimes you had to put a game in there, and it's like so tightly packed. It's like this. If I pull one out, this whole fucking thing's gonna explode.
Yeah, that's why you should never get to use games. Just pressurized drawer. I mean, All right, so he's got you in this room. He's showing you surveillance video. What was in the video?
It was me, and like I said, the drawer was busted. So at the end of the day, everybody was told to get that box of DS chargers and put it in the back and then lock it up. Because if anybody breaks in, they just don't want to have anything open.
Okay.
So that's just part of the routine of the store. Always, at the end of the day, put that box in the back.
And how much is the DS chargers? How much merchandise is in there value-wise? Is it even that much?
If I had to guess, there were about like 40 to 50 used DS chargers. They weren't new. They were used. They were just
about $4.
$4 or $5. They were all wrapped up.
It's not really the biggest concern ever, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were all wrapped up in like a rubber band, literally, just thrown in there.
Yeah. Half of them don't even work in the first place, by the way.
Yeah, probably. They all smell like shit too.
Which is why they're traded in.
Yeah, but he shows me the video, and it's me. I open the drawer. And it's weird, too, because, like, we're watching me do the same shit that I do every day.
Yeah.
And, like, I open the drawer, I take the box, I close the drawer, I go in the back, open the door, because I had the keys, too. I open the door, I ask for the keys to go in back. And, of course, there's no camera in the back, only to the hallway to the back.
All right, so then we don't know what you did.
You don't know all you see is me going into the back room, going in, and then I come out, and then I don't have the box anymore. And then I go out.
Does it look like your pants are like bulging, or anything?
No.
Like your ass is just like twice the size of it was, or something?
I just walk in. You see the door close. Not even 2 seconds later, I open the door and then I walk back out, and then we do the normal routine to go home.
That's your standard procedure, pretty much. Okay.
And then he stops the clip.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say anything, and I'm like, what? And he says, "What happened to those chargers?" I said, they have to be in here somewhere. I put them right there on the table, and obviously they weren't there. And he's like, well, why aren't they here? I said, dude, I put them there last night, and I don't know how many hours have passed, but it was 9 a.m. in the morning. We close at 10. About 12 hours have passed already. You were here before me. Did you not see them there? And he's like, no, I didn't.
So what do you think happened? Do you think someone took them, or what happened? Where did they go?
If I had to guess, this dude hated me so fucking bad.
He just made it up?
I swear he probably just fucking moved it, put them somewhere, and just used that. And then I saw that, and I saw this guy. I saw what he was doing, and he says, "You can either give them back."
Oh my god!
Or I can call loss prevention.
Wow.
And that's when I said, man, first of all, there was a lot of shit leading up to this too. So that's why I'm telling you, he probably did it. I don't know. It's way too long of a story.
And a lot of times they do this stuff to get under your skin or something, and it's similar to what happened with me, where they I was pulling in, they showed me a video that had nothing to do with the store. It was a YouTube video that I was in, and the guy was pissed off about that. But I wasn't being fired. I decided to quit at that point, and maybe it's just kind of just to get under your skin and push you out or something. I don't know.
That's what I did. That's what happened, because when I saw what he was doing, you could literally see the writing on the wall, and I just said, you know what, fuck this. I grabbed my badge and I said, here, you can have it. Yeah. If you think I stole them, you can make a big deal out of it. I didn't steal them. For a fact. I even told him, why would I steal that? Did you bring it up? Where is it on my person?
How could I fit all these chargers on me?
I just told him, first of all, why would I steal that? There was a time where my GameStop was broken into in the middle of the night, and the only one to respond was me. I drove up there to make sure nothing else was stolen. Keep in mind,
that's the part that sucks. Is then you start thinking about all the sacrifices you made and shit like that. I was there for 2 years. I never missed a day. I picked people up in storms and drove them there, and then it's you just at the end, it's just why.
I even told him, keep in mind, I was the only person to respond. The cameras were off. Everything was off. There's no alarm system. If I wanted to, I could have stolen like a shitload of consoles and say that the robber stole them, right?
Yeah.
There would be no way for them to tell. But I didn't do that because I wouldn't do that. But I just told him, that you want to play this game. I don't want to. I quit. I'm out.
And he's all like, what do you mean? How could you quit this?
No, he's just like, do you have them? I literally just said, you know what, dude, just like shut up. I don't want to hear you anymore. And I just left, and that was it. And what's funny, he never pursued it. He never. If he really did think that I stole it, wouldn't you probably press?
They do that. They'll do that if they fire someone for theft or something. They'll give you a bill, or they'll figure it out, and they'll. He never
chased me for it. He never did anything beyond that. Yeah. I just quit right there because I didn't want to deal with that, and it was about time for me to get another fucking job too. I didn't want to be there anymore.
Well, it's typical story for what I've heard from people and what I experienced and stuff like that. And,
GameStop, yeah.
I think they got Joe. I can't remember Joe, who's been on the show and Sean's been a whole bunch on Phil's videos and stuff. He was fired. He worked at the store I worked at. It was something like that. I can't remember exactly. I'm not sure if he ever came on here and talked about it. I can't remember. It was pretty bad. But I think it was a similar story to that. He was just accused of something he didn't do, and it was just like, well, okay, well, you're telling me I did it, even though I didn't, and I guess I have to deal with the consequences of that.
That's the weird shit that happens. It is true, though. Everybody that I know from GameStop, it's never a clean
break, man. It's like going out with, like, being in a relationship with, like, the craziest possible chick you could find, and then just trying to be like, you know what, this is over, and then thinking that's going to be, like, the end. It's not. It's not the end. It's never going to end. You're dealing with that the rest of your life.
But, no, I'd like to say it was fun for the most part. As a kid, it's a good job for a kid. Mm-hmm. Once you get a little bit older, maybe past your 20s, I would say look for another job because...
The job gets worse, like, the matter going up the totem pole, and the worst job is to be the store manager, really.
The more responsible you get, the worse it gets, and the pay isn't that much better.
Right. All right, let's talk about this for just briefly. I know you don't want to, you can't really talk about too much. I don't want you to like, get in trouble or anything like that, but you now have a much better job, would you say? You like your job now?
Yeah, my job right now is very fun. It's I get a lot of hours, but at the same time, I don't ever come home tired. It's all I always make it fun.
Yeah.
What it is, it's I work for a television. It's pretty much kind of like a media company, television/radio. I went in there for radio.
You went to broadcasting school, right?
Yeah, I went to broadcasting school before that.
That's cool. Very nice.
Yeah, that was at a time I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do with my life. And
why did you decide to do the broadcasting?
To be perfectly honest, I have no clue. No clue whatsoever.
I just knew things work.
I just wanted a creative outlet, and I thought maybe broadcasting could be that, but I don't know. But I just took a shot at it, and then because of that school, they help you get a job. So they helped me get a job here at this radio and TV station that they have here in Texas. It's not necessarily in Dallas. It's in Irving. And it's a really cool place, so far from what I've seen, nobody's a dick in there, but the best part about it is that you see, they do have like only two TV productions that they do there, but it's really fun to see how it all clicks, how it all goes down.
Yeah.
And a lot of shit that you never see.
What kind of a station is this? Tell us what it is.
Oh, it's geared towards Hispanic, all the program.
Hispanic television and radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all the television shows and all the radio shows are all in Spanish.
You've done a lot of stuff. You've done like teleprompter. You've done like.
I've done teleprompter. I've done some camera work for infomercials. I did camera work for infomercials.
Really?
I don't know if they trust me to do it for like a show.
I trusted you to do my thing. I mean, you could use that as a resume piece now. The thing is, what's funny? Doing the infomercial, you have a headset. You put on a headset, and the guy in Master Control is telling you, "Hey, zoom in on this thing," or this guy's showing some product, zoom in on that. And what's funny is that the whole time I can't really concentrate because like this guy's wearing like some green pants or whatever, and in the headset they're like, "Look at that fucker! Look at his green pants! Look at his green pants! Like, why would you wear that? You could see his junk." Like the guy that's being filmed.
No, the guy's you're filming him.
You're filming the guy, and other people are talking crap in the headset.
The Master Control, and then the Master Control guys come down. He's like, "Oh, that's fucking. It was awesome, dude. The infomercial came out great.
Look at that guy.
It was
Looks
awesome.
like a complete tool."
But the same guy,
what an asshole. And then
the
he comes
same guy
down and he
that's
goes, "Oh, you're excellent, sir." I mean,
yeah, it came out
Wow.
great. Because the guy doing the infomercial, he's not rich. He's not, big time. Maybe he's a lawyer. Maybe I did some for like a church or whatever.
yeah.
So the guy's kind of nervous. He doesn't know how to act on camera. He's trying to make it work. He paid money for this infomercial.
Oh, so it's
He's
a
trying to
guy.
make it
Okay, it's a
work.
guy that owns a business. He paid money for you guys to produce a
Film the
commercial for him.
infomercial. Yeah,
And
it's a
this
small
guy's
set
busting
and
his
all that stuff.
balls in front of everybody like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I even told him, like, dude's kind of messed up. This guy paid. I don't say it that way, but it's
Look at
like
his
this guy paid
pants.
us money.
I can see
This
his
guy paid-
junk.
No, they're saying all kinds of stuff, and then sometimes
Wow.
it was just they were talking about Game of Thrones
During the
in
guy's commercial.
in between themselves up
Hey,
there in Master Control,
You're about the Red Wedding.
dude. And then
I wish this
like, they're not
this fucker on camera right now got his head cut off.
the thing is,
Hey
they're not
Jesse,
even
get down
talking-
there and stab him.
The thing is, they're not even talking to me. They're talking amongst themselves. But
Yeah,
I'm trying
yeah.
to concentrate on this shit, and they're like, "Oh, dude, did you see that movie? Did you see Iron Man 3? Yeah, it was kind of gay." And all that shit. Like, what the hell? Like, shut up!
Yeah.
I'm trying to fucking film this, but
Wow,
it's very-
that's something.
it's very fun. But I kind of don't like, but I also do like watching the TV productions, only because I don't like what they think is Hispanic entertainment.
All right, what do you mean by
think it's-
that?
Like I told you earlier, they have like this American Idol show, their version of American Idol, except it can't be normal. None of these fucking programs are normal. They have to have a fucking clown, a midget,
Yeah.
a bunch of practically naked women.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like variety. Like I go through the channels and stuff, and when there's the naked women, I'll stop on the channel and stay there for a couple hours. But it's usually like variety show type things. It's
Yeah, but they put everything on there. They have a comedian come out and say a joke and he'll leave, and then
Yeah.
in the middle of, they'll actually have real contestants go up there and try to sing karaoke or whatever. And if the guy's sucking, they'll send out the midget out there in some weird wacky costume and start fucking with him.
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like this guy's actually trying to sing, like, and you're fucking with him, or he'll distract the crowd by messing and playing with the crowd and completely stealing his thunder, completely like distracting them from him. And one of the most offensive things that I've seen on there, for me personally, was sometimes the midget comes out in weird costumes. He'll have face paint.
So there's a
he
midget
can't-
that'll come out at very random times throughout the program.
if the
he'll
guy is
just-
sucking.
Oh, if the guy's sucking and he comes out and they make fun of the guy and they go look at his pants and Game of Thrones and then he they all cheer for the midget.
I guess. I mean, the
Okay.
midget comes out in that karaoke show to make fun of the guy who's singing if he's sucking.
Yeah.
They'll throw him out there, and then the midget starts messing around. The midget will have different costumes. And this one time, the midget came out, and he was wearing a Loki costume.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a short, fat midget wearing a Loki costume, and that offended me because I fucking love Loki.
So you're like, what is this? This is offensive to me.
This was offensive to me. I saw this, I was like, why? Why Loki?
But that's an interesting day at work because most people go to work, they see a couple of coworkers, you got suit and tie on or a hard hat or whatever their business is, but you go to work, you see a midget in a Loki costume, a half naked woman. I'll do it with bulging pants. I mean, that's pretty. Pretty interesting.
I've seen that midget in he came off like Gandalf one time.
He was Gandalf. Do you ever talk to this guy? You ever say, hey, what's
Yeah,
up? Is he nice?
I've said hi to him. He's a cool guy. I don't know him personally.
You should hang out with him a little bit, maybe.
Nah,
No.
they're kind of like separate. They're very separate. You know what I mean?
Like the performers aren't part of the. They don't deal with like the staff or whatever or the crew.
Yeah, I mean they could, but I mean like you could technically talk to them. I know them. Of course, I'm cordial with them. If I see them, I say hi or whatever. But no, I mean like it's very separate. What I do isn't really like in front of camera stuff or even on radio. It's really like back behind the scenes stuff.
What about let me just ask you this: like the chicks, they say don't talk to them. The half naked ones, they say don't talk to them or mess with them at all or what? Is there rules about that?
I mean, it's kind of like it's
like an unspoken rule, don't.
It's an unwritten rule for you not to try to fucking go hit on them or something like
do
that.
Do people do that?
I'm sure they do, but I mean, I know for a fact if you do that, and the owner of that thing, and just not really the owner, but I guess he would be called the manager or whatever. He would just fire your ass if you start acting stupid. If you start trying to hit on them or do something, you'll get out of there. Because one thing they don't stand there is marks. If you go there and you see cameras and TV, and you try to get on it, and you're getting all crazy because you're on TV,
right?
Or they're on TV,
or people that try to get on somehow.
Your
part
ass
of
is
the
out
crew. Yeah,
immediately. Yeah.
gotta be professional in all situations.
Yeah, and besides, I don't want to be on camera. I don't. I don't
You're
want
on
to
camera
be.
now.
I'd like for the show to be voice only, but I mean it's fine. But
I'd rather do
no,
voice
I don't-
only.
Yeah, personally,
Well,
would-
we're gonna start dressing you up in Loki costumes, and
I'd dress up for Loki.
You would do it? We'd have you just come out on the show.
Yeah, sure.
Me and OJ here will just come out with the Loki costume all of a sudden.
If you gave me a decent Loki costume, I would wear
I will
it.
find you a Loki costume. We'll get this done.
A good one, not like some fucking dollar store one.
Well, that's good stuff, man. Sounds like an interesting job there.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
fun
fun.
stuff.
The good thing is that you don't always do the same thing every. You do the same thing, but it's not always. It's hard to explain. You're not always doing the same thing to the same program or something like
Yeah.
that. You always do something differently.
The show became This Is Your Life. We're going through your
Yeah,
entire...
right.
I'm very interested by you. Well, it's like, I got OJ usually, and I've just mined his brain of so many things. There's nothing left. So I have a whole new brain to manipulate and get things out of now.
Unwrap. Yeah.
It's excellent. So I know you wanted to talk about something. Here we go. I'm gonna show it up here.
What was
This
it?
is your boy.
Oh, Donny.
This is your boy right here. We're talking about. You wanted to talk. You made a point. I want to talk about Don Matrick, and you
I call
said,
him Matrick.
"Is it Matrick? I don't know what his name is. Whatever." You sent me this picture today, and I said we're gonna have to show this on the show. And who is this guy he's with? He's the tall gentleman, the tall glass of water right there. Who's this other guy?
That I think that's the CEO of Zynga, whatever the fuck how you say it.
What's odd to me is like both these guys are probably in their 40s or 50s, and they're
Dude,
dressed
they
like
look
they're in
they look like
middle-
brothers.
and they're in like they dress like they're in like middle school or something. Like,
They look
and
like
their
brothers,
haircuts.
dude.
The one guy's with the stonewashed jeans. I don't even know where you find those anymore. And then Don Matrick, he's like, I'm gonna wear this. I'm a professional. I'm gonna wear the shirt but no tie because I'm a little bit
got-
on the edge and I
he's
don't
got
wear
the
the tie.
cuffs.
I got the cuffs going, no tie for me.
But not the tie.
And they're standing in like what appears to be like a wrestling entranceway that I guess they probably come out of when they go into their jobs. Yeah, they announce them when they show up for work. They walk through that, and then everyone cheers or something.
Everybody bows to them.
Everyone bows. So, what do you want to say about Don Matrick today?
At first, I'll admit I hated his. At first, when I recognize him only from, if anybody's seen, of course, a lot of people have seen the previous E3 presentations of Microsoft. It would usually start out with this guy, but he
Yeah.
was never a big part of the presentation. He would just come out, say something, get the hell out of there. But this time around, he was prominently featured because he was like the main guy of the Xbox One reveal. So he took a lot of the heat for all the shittiness of the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning, I was thinking to myself, maybe it's not even his fault. He's just the guy they chose to present it. I don't know, But then a few interviews later, you kind of get a feeling of who this guy is, and he's a douche. You could just tell. Just look at him, the way he talks. Of course, that infamous interview where he says, about the guy.
Oh, I
They
couldn't
told
even
him,
I couldn't even imagine being on a sub.
Yeah, the
I
guy
don't even
said,
know what that is.
I got a blog post or something from a guy, Nuclear Sub, says that he won't be able to play Xbox One.
Yeah.
And he goes, I can't even imagine being in one of those. Something
And
stupid.
you should
like
play the
that.
Xbox 360. We have a console for you.
That's what pissed me
It's
off
like the
most.
worst possible stuff, and it's
He said it like a joke, as if it were a punchline, as if it's
Right.
supposed to be funny. If you don't have internet, we have a console for you. It's called the Xbox 360.
and
the fuck?
I think at the end of the day, in order to be like what was he, like the head of the division or something like that, and this other guy is someone.
Yeah.
In order to be really successful in the business world, apparently you have to be like one of these gentlemen.
That's what I never
an
understood.
an obnoxious dick
The guy's a
that tries
complete.
to have Justin Bieber hair.
He's a complete jackass, and he's
Yeah.
the head of that division.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea? That this guy was good enough to be the head of this of anything?
You're making a lot of money.
Oh, of course, I'm sure he's.
Now
banking, but
now what happened? He left.
he left. I don't think they straight up say we fired him, but obviously he doesn't have his job anymore, so he was fired, and he went to Zynga. I don't know what he is at Zynga or something like that, but he's head of them for them now.
I've got a console for you.
The Zynga console.
It's called the Zynga. Is that a console?
No, it's like a bunch of Facebook
is
games
now.
and mobile games.
Yes.
But now I'll be honest.
I apologize
kinda-
for showing that image. I think it's going to haunt most of us tonight. What did you say?
I'll be perfect-
That's their spaceship?
Yeah.
They're from like another universe. That's their spaceship.
It looks like they're aliens. Like, you ever seen Third Rock from the Sun?
Yes, that's their alien spaceship.
You know how they come down there, even though they have human bodies, they act all weird, and they think that they know what humans like.
Okay,
That's what these guys
they're
are.
like
They think
they're like
that
humanoids. They're not exactly human.
Don Matrick is an alien. He thinks that people like the Xbox One,
they're gonna
and he
love this.
presented it, and it fucks up. So that's why he doesn't know how humans work. So he thought it was a good idea. And they're both aliens.
Well, they're a little strange looking, I have to admit.
They look like brothers. They look like siblings.
They're the same guy. It's all the same guy. Any CEO,
probably.
it's a white
Clones.
dude. It's a middle-aged white guy that tries to look 20 years younger than he is, and
Shit-eating grin.
with a shitty grin because he's freaking making a lot of money, and he's a prick. And that's pretty much all of them. So there you go. Any company you want.
But I'll admit, I'm warming up to him. Seems like a pretty cool guy.
Don Matrick,
Yeah.
you're starting to like him now. You like his. You start looking like him, dressing like him.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna fucking get my hair
All right.
Bieber it.
I want to talk about a game that I played this past week. My computer was broken all of last week. So there was a couple of days where I was having withdrawals and I didn't know what to do with myself because usually it's just editing and working on stuff. And one day I was like, I don't know what to do. So I went out and I got the Deadpool game. And I really enjoyed the game quite a bit. Not only did I beat the game, I beat it again on the harder difficulty. I really love the game quite a bit. I actually will want to keep playing it and maybe go for the achievements and stuff like that. I just really liked it a lot. But then, like a few days later, I went online to see what other people thought about it and browse it, and it's just people just crapping on it and just being jerks about it. And I don't know. I was kind of thinking about it, and it says a lot about like the state of reviewers today.
Oh, definitely.
And I
don't even read that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the reviewers are just people that are trying to put themselves over. It should be about the game, you know. It should be about putting over the game, the good things about the game. But it's a lot of times it's all about them, and they're trying to look at me, and they're all like compete with each other. And they'll have like they'll have like Twitters, and like they have their names out there, and they want to be like professional reviewers. That's what they do. And they didn't always used to be like that. You didn't really know. Like you get to certain magazines. Like you knew what a reputable reputations are good reputations, but now it's like all about these reviewers and the problem. Like I thought the things that happen with the game industry is like when money comes into things and when the possibility of celebrity comes into things, you know, it just turns things to shit a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, because if they see that they can make money off of it without little to no effort, and that's just what they roll on.
And a lot of times, the sensationalists they'll write like great reviews so people will check it out. It's all about those clicks on the website, or a really bad one. Because people might want to see what that is and read the heinous things you wrote about it and laugh.
Because if you, if Call of Duty comes out and they give it a 10 out of 10...
Oh, I gotta read this.
The reason they do that is because when the Call of Duty commercial comes on, guess what it's going to say? Like, if IGN give it a 10 out of 10, it's going to say IGN on the commercial 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
of course,
I didn't think of that.
The company wouldn't show a score if it's not high to perfect. You know what I mean? So they do that so that their score can be on the commercial.
And then it turns into a pissing contest where my reviews are better than your reviews, and I'm the ultimate reviewer, and your reviews are not as good as mine. And again, it's a bunch of people trying to put themselves over, and the fact that it's a game, I think gets lost in the shuffle a lot of the time. That it's a game that's not about you; it's about the game, and people don't that's what people want to know about. And a lot of things they said about the Deadpool game. It's kind of funny because they say like, oh, the camera's not good. But I mean, we used to play like PS1 games. And this camera's better than about any of that stuff.
Sometimes you had no camera control.
Sometimes you had no control at all. I mean, the camera,
just whatever it was is what you got.
The camera's fine. And then it's repetitive gameplay. But to me, it's like we used to play Maximum Carnage and stuff like that. Double Dragon, you just walk around punching, and we thought it was great. Cause it's just having a good time with it.
The point is to kick everybody's ass, I guess. That's what it is.
That's what it is. And it's like game reviewers have almost become like they kind of lost what it's all about. It's supposed to be about fun. It's a game. Is it fun? Well, people have fun playing it. And they've almost become like they're art critics. And we must be very sophisticated in what we write. And we use a lot of big words. And we'll have a lot of important analogies. And because we're super beings that know everything about this.
There are some people also who they'll review the game and they have a negative view on it even before they even start typing.
Yeah.
Like, you could just tell you didn't like this game even before you played it. You already had a bad taste in your mouth for whatever reason. When you played it, yeah, you're going after it. You wanted it to suck, and the whole time you're playing it or the whole time you're reviewing it, you want it to suck, so you're gonna make it suck. You have the control to make it look bad, so you're gonna do it.
Or like we talked about, is people that want to write the sensationalist stuff so they get attention on the net. Look what this guy wrote.
He gave this game a 2 out of 10.
Oh my god,
you want to know why?
I gotta read that shit.
Yeah, you want to know what his excuse is.
So anyway, the Deadpool game, I mean, is it revolutionary? No. Is it innovative? No. Is it a perfect game? By no means is it a perfect game. But it's a fun game. If you like that style of game, it's a genre, along with like Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden, and stuff like that. It's a throwback to stuff from the 90s, it's beat-em-ups. It's really what it is. And there's an audience for that. It's people that like that. And that's who you're playing. That's who it's playing to. Mm-hmm. And also the comic book fans as well.
Yeah, it's a Deadpool game, and you could tell it was catered.
So the people that like that kind of game,
straight to Deadpool.
People that like that kind of game will get the game and enjoy the game. They like that style of game. But the problem is, you could say, a lot of people say, "Oh, just ignore the reviews. Don't worry about that." The problem is that not everyone does that. Not everyone does ignore it. And these reviewers, they basically screw over people that worked hard on this product, that you put a lot of time into making the game, and they're turning off other people from maybe purchasing that would have, or checking it out that would have.
Yeah.
And now they're probably not going to make a second Deadpool game because maybe they hurt the sales that much. It's I think if you're reviewing something, you have a responsibility to the people that made it. To
the way the game looks to the public.
Right, to be at least be respectful to the people that put time and effort into making it, and giving the whole story about it. So that's the part that's really sad, is when they just murder it and no one wants to buy it or check it out, and then they're not going to make any more. And then the people that lose out are the people that did enjoy it, and and the people that made it. So
yeah, well, I played Punch Out last week, so Super Punch Out.
Super Punch Out.
I'm going to be making a review.
Oh, really? Don't do scores though.
My first review is going to be for Super Punch Out on the Super Nintendo.
We need this review. 20, 30 years later, finally we have a review. And if you're giving, like we always talk about on this show, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but if you're giving numbered scores for games, it's just dumb. It doesn't even make any sense. What is a 7 and a 7.5? What is the difference?
It's hard to scale it. It's hard to
It's dumb to do. It's really dumb. It's dumb to give a number grade to anything. Really, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's hard to scale it. You know what I mean? Like, what are the criteria? That's what I want to know. What's the criteria?
Whatever the guy doing it wants it to be. That's the criteria.
What is, if there was like a known criteria of like graphics, gameplay, innovation, or whatever features? If there was a criteria, I could probably understand if there's like a universal grade, but there's not. You know what I mean? Like,
they try to create one. Like if it's like innovative, revolutionary, something like that, then I guess it gets points. But not everything is going to be that. Not everything should be that. That's why there are revolutionary things that come out once in a while.
Or a lot of the time, something you consider revolutionary isn't necessarily, good. Or just because it's revolutionary and hasn't been done before, it might not even be that good.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say beyond that. It's fun. It's a fun game. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch with shit. I don't know, man.
No, I mean,
one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to sit there and take a game that's supposed to be enjoyed and then write a novel about it, how like a college paper, and try to show how smart I am, how stupid everyone else is, and try to prove that the people that made the game are dicks and suck at their jobs. That's just not something.
Yeah, try to expose them pretty much.
I'm gonna expose these people.
That's what a lot of guys try to do.
I'm smarter than them. I like people that review stuff like, what game did they ever make? I like to play their game.
Yeah, right.
Let me see your game, and then I'll judge your game. I'll judge your reviews based on your game, because your game was really good, I'm sure. Right? So, there you go. You got a little more time tonight, or what? What time you went out till?
I got a few more minutes, about like 20 minutes.
Okay. There's other stuff I wanted to talk about. I wanted to get into figures and stuff and all that.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
We got into it earlier.
All right. So earlier today we were talking, and you got a package in the mail, and then you're like, "What did you get?" You didn't want to tell me for some reason, and then.
Oh, I can tell you what it is.
All right, tell me what did you get? You show us.
Hold on, one sec. If you want to, if you guys want to see it. It's just you guys ever seen an anime called The Tiger and Bunny?
Hold on.
It's you guys ever seen an anime called Tiger and Bunny? It's just Wild Tiger. SH Figure Arts. I'm a huge mark for those things.
The Wild Tiger.
And Barnaby Brooks Jr. If anybody knows what that is.
Jr. I have no idea. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's like I told you, it's just I'm a mark for like buying figures and things like that. So I get a lot of it.
You started talking about figures, and then I used to be big into it, and then eventually I just filled up all the space I have, and I was telling you like I want to get rid of stuff and whatnot, and then I started looking online at statues and everything, and it's an awesome world of things.
Yeah, definitely. I see people want to call in. If you guys, I'd like to take that right now so we can have enough time to talk with them.
You want to do calls now?
If you want to.
Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I see people wanting to call.
There's people ready to call.
I hope so. I see in the chat people want to.
All right, we'll get there.
Okay.
Let's talk about the figure stuff a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any pieces that are like real nice, like that you think are worthy of talking about today?
I love Dragon Ball.
Yes.
And my favorite character in Dragon Ball is Vegeta. So I have this beautiful Vegeta thing. I'm in love with it. I don't know why.
Let me see the base on that.
It's just a small little clear base right here.
Okay, not bad.
Back of the thing holding little monkey tail.
That's like when he first came.
Yeah, that's my favorite version of him with the Saiyan armor.
Which is power level at that point, do we know?
Badass.
Do you know what his power level was at that point?
I forgot exactly. They said it exactly how much it was, but...
Yeah.
I love that. If anybody knows Metabee, I know you don't. Metabee from Metabots.
Okay, I was about to say that. I worked at Toys R Us like till
These are awesome.
2003, so I kind of have an idea of stuff that's out. Or back then, that was a long time ago. But tell us about. We have conversations. We've been playing Marvel Heroes a little bit. You're a comic book guy. You like superheroes and stuff, like I do. And I was surprised to find out that your favorite character in all of the comics and in literature and science, your favorite character is
for Marvel.
For Marvel, is Nova.
Yeah, I love Nova.
Tell us about Nova.
Well, I mean, like Nova, some people kind of call him a ripoff of the Green Lantern because he has his own like space core.
Yeah,
he's a part of a space
kind of story
core.
of Nova.
And instead of a ring that he gets power from, it's his helmet. You put on the helmet and you can get memories and become, a part of the Nova core. You can get different powers and, he becomes a different person.
Yeah.
I just think the character, like, I don't see why that character wouldn't be any more popular than some of the other ones that are. So I should like the character a lot, his personality and everything. I think he should be put in more prominent positions, which he is now.
Yeah, I read. I'm going to talk about this in the future. I read X-Men vs. Avengers finally, and he's in that a little bit. It seems like they're pushing certain characters, probably because they want to make movies about them. So they're
going to be a movie about him.
You think so? They're going to do it? Who's going to play the?
I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know if they're going to be a Nova movie like himself, but I almost don't want them to because I don't want them to fuck it up.
Who's going to be Nova? DiCaprio, maybe. What do you think?
What's this guy's name? Nicolas Cage. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say Nick Nolte for a second there. I was like, really? Oh, that was an interesting choice. I found something kind of funny today. A lot of the comics you buy now, right? They'll come with like a digital code in them.
Yeah.
So you get the digital version and the actual comic, right? So today we were talking about stuff. I started looking on eBay at figures and all this stuff. I started looking at comics. What's happening is a lot of people are selling the digital codes on eBay for
really?
like dirt cheap, just trying to get like $1 out of them or something.
Oh yeah.
So I got this guy had a bunch of codes. I spent like $5, and I got like a shit ton of comics, comic codes.
Really?
So I gotta see if it works or not. But apparently there's like the Age of Ultron is a storyline. Do you know about this?
I know who Ultron is. I think he's pretty cool too. He's very underrated.
It's a storyline they're doing, the Age of Ultron. So I got every issue. I got all this Spider-Man stuff for like $5.
Yeah, Ultron's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool Marvel villain that some people don't know about.
Ultron's a powerful dude.
Yeah.
It's a powerful dude. All right, let's do like a couple comments, and then we'll maybe try to get a call or two in here.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Here's a question. It's from Rancer SSF4. It says, since the Wii U isn't doing very well in terms of sales today, what games do you think this year and next year could save the Wii U from being a flop? I personally think it will be the new Smash Brothers, the new Zelda, Bayonetta 2, and 3D Mario. So what do you think could save the Wii U?
I think what could really save the Wii U, those games are great. The problem is, when are they coming?
Right.
I need a date or at least a time range.
If you gave people some kind of idea.
Because
they will buy this then,
I will eventually buy a Wii U. I will do it.
Right.
I just don't do it now because there's nothing that makes me want to go out and buy it now.
Yeah.
But for something to really save the Wii U, you need to get a lot of third-party titles that are exclusive to that, like Bayonetta. If you had like 4 or 5 other games that were like Bayonetta, that they're not first-party Nintendo, but they're really good games from other parties, that would really make it... Because a lot of people are pissed that Bayonetta 2 is only on Nintendo, but Nintendo made it happen. But the part of it is it's exclusive, so you have to understand that it's only coming out for the Wii U. That's what they want. They want you to want to play it.
Right.
So that's really what would save the Wii U, but the problem is that they really jumped the gun. They released the Wii U way too early, and it's being completely overshadowed by bigger, more powerful systems. And I think in a couple of years, like the PS4 and even the Xbox One, as much as I don't like it, is going to really tower over the Wii U.
Don Matrix will tower over it.
It's just, I really did think they doomed the Wii U by bringing it out so early with nothing to play on it.
I think they should go in a different direction. I think they should try to get maybe something brand new to happen, like a brand new title that's like amazing and put a lot of effort into it and just blow people away with something new. Because I think like they're just playing to the same audience over and over again,
Yeah, that's
there isn't someone that like there isn't someone that's going to find out about the Mario that didn't like it before and go, oh wow, now I want to get it. It's.
I think we talked about this before off air that we think that Nintendo should make a new IP.
That's
Nintendo
what they
themselves.
did. That's what they did in the '80s. It wasn't, they created the first Mario, the first, whatever.
Make
they didn't
new
say,
first title IPs.
Right. They didn't say, hey, we're going to make another Dig Dug, or something like, they made their own thing. They're brand new things. And I think like their whole business plan is like by generations. Like the first thing I ever played was NES. And then they go, okay, we'll make a very similar thing with the same games, SNES, another generation. Yeah. And like everyone's childhood is like playing some Nintendo system, and that's what they try to sell to, like a new generation.
Probably, yeah.
But there's a lot of people still on the table that you could try to bring back or keep, that maybe get sick of it. And also, like, kids are changing too,
Yeah, kids don't.
My generation isn't the same as today's. It's
nowadays, or even when I was growing up, kids don't like what kids are supposed to like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kids like what their big brother is playing or what somebody else is playing that they're not supposed to be playing.
In 1989, I got a hard on for Mario and Zelda and all that stuff. Well, not literally, but mentally, I guess. And I don't know if that works the same way. I don't know if kids are going to go, oh, look, Mario, when their older brother's playing, shooting people in the face. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's tough, man. It's a changing world.
Yeah, exactly. 8-year-olds play Call of Duty. That's really what they play.
Right. Yes. Let's see. Quickly. This is from Rye Spirit. He says, if you were offered $10,000 to do a porno, would you do it? $10,000 to do the porno.
What's in the porno? Is it like a normal porno?
I assume it's just a normal...
Is there a catch?
No, there's no other terms to it. It's just a straight question. I feel like, even though you're gonna... First of all, it's not that much.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You want to talk $100,000, now you're starting to talk, but $10,000, no.
$10,000 is nice, but for a porno...
For porno, no.
You gotta respect yourself a little
I feel
more.
like if you're gonna do porn, you should do it for the love of porn, not for the love of money.
What the fuck? That's what they do it. They don't do it for the art. Nobody...
You do it for the artwork. You do it for the body of work.
Oh, fuck.
You don't do it for the cash.
Nobody even knows what the fuck that is. Not even the biggest porn stars don't know what the hell that is. They just want money, dude. That's why they do it.
I don't believe you. They love what they seem like. They love what they're doing. They look like they're having a great time, and I'm sure afterwards they shake hands and everyone goes home happy.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. They shake hands. They go, "Would you like to come over? For
They're
dinner?"
friends.
Your friends? Bring your
They hang
family?
out.
Would your parents like to come?
They go hang out at IHOP after.
Let's all go to IHOP. And,
I don't think so.
We'll bring the midget with the Loki costume. He could come.
Not that I would. Not that I would know.
I don't know. I don't think you should ever do anything just strictly for the cash. I don't know. Does that make sense?
I would. I would. Not that.
You don't know the ramifications of doing it though. Later on, you have the money, but you may have regrets.
I wouldn't do the porn. Well, like I said, depends on what I'm doing. If you tell me to, the
most important thing to you is the most important thing to a human is their mental state. I think that's true. Like if you could go to sleep at night and not have regrets about things and worries about things, you can't put a price on that, man. So if you do something for money that you really didn't want to do, that's gonna stick with you for a while. You don't want that. You don't want that kind of stress.
To me, it depends on what
not
I'm doing.
much. Well,
No.
it seems like you might do this.
Depends on what, like I said, not the porno. I wouldn't do this deal. This deal is not that. It's not good enough. But it depends on what you want me to do and how much money. If the money outweighs the embarrassment or whatever it is,
Yes.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, I got two here. This is from Mibton. He says, "Hello, my Ramborgians. I'm just commenting to say I was doing very well in my cancer treatment. Some of you guys might remember me from the show 75. I'm here to say the worst of my treatment is over. I want to thank you, all the kind Ramborgians, for the support and entertainment. It kept me laughing through a hard part of my life. I'll be continuing with college in September and will live my life. Your friend, Jack."
That's
Tremendous.
awesome, dude.
Tremendous stuff right there. It's incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, if he's listening, congratulations on that. I know it's not easy. I haven't been through it, but I've had family members that have been through cancer treatment. It's not fun, not even just for him, but for his family, friends, and even people like us who don't know him directly.
Right.
You still feel for the guy. And it's so many cancer treatments go wrong or don't even work.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that the worst part of his is done and he actually gets to live a real life like everybody else.
That's what he deserves. That's what everyone deserves to have.
Yeah.
And
especially for something like cancer that you didn't really do anything to provoke it. It's just, it just happens.
You're just going through everything like everyone else is, and then it hits you like that. And
yeah.
Maybe it'll serve him a good, better purpose, so there's a different perspective than all of us, and can help us maybe understand that to value
become a better person.
Value our lives a little more.
From what it seems like, it seems he's very optimistic, which is more than we can say for people like me that I sometimes get down for no reason.
Yeah, well,
like there's nothing wrong with me.
I could be a sour.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes everybody can kind of be a little hard themselves, but I mean, a guy like this guy, he's got cancer, he's going through it, and he's positive as hell.
It's very easy to look at other people and go, why is that guy more than me, or why is this like this?
Yeah.
Why do I deserve this? But you got a lot. At the end of the day, you got a lot. If you're just walking the earth, man.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a great place to be on the earth.
So if you think you got a bad life or whatever, just look at other people who they're more optimistic than if you see they have a better view of life than you do or whatever, and they even have it tougher.
Yeah.
Then you should probably just kind of step back and look at all the things that you got, not just on Thanksgiving.
Well said, sir. Not just on Thanksgiving. It seems like Christmas. We'll be nice to people on Christmas.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck the rest of the year.
I'll be jolly. I'll spread cheer on Christmas. The rest of the year. That's it. Okay, this is from Kanade Tenshi 13. It says, over the past 1 to 2 months, I've been socializing with a group of friends who I thought were good friends, but then I noticed how control-of and two-faced one of them were. He'd always act like your best friend, but what I found out, he's a major superiority complex. This is why I have OJ read this stuff. I was one of the 2 people in it that noticed it. I tried speaking about him and calling him out on the shitty things that he's said and done, but everyone else would side with him every time. It got to the point where he was trying to make me look bad. It gave me bad flashbacks of my high school life, which was not great to say the least. But today I said, fuck this. I won't be controlled or villainized by some snake in the grass like this. So I pretty much ended the friendship with all of them in many strong words. However, I'm having some trouble with myself and being confident in what I did. Can you give me some words of inspiration? Have you ever been in a situation like that, like you have a group of friends, and one of the people is like, this guy's a dick, right?
Yeah,
but no one else picks up on this, and everyone else, this guy's cool. Did it ever happen to you like that?
Um,
And you're like, what is going on here?
I don't want to call him out, but my brother was like that a lot, and it was actually the worst situation because what this guy did was he did the right thing, but you should do it peacefully. Like, just leave, don't be a part of them, because they're just going to bring you negativity. It'll bring drama and doubt in yourself and stuff like that. So you need to keep away from them.
Yeah.
The problem with me was that I can't get away from my brother. You know what I mean? I live with him. I go to the same school as him. It was all over the place. So
He's not hearing this, is he? Can you hear you?
even if he is, I don't care.
Just come storming in, just punch you.
But I think the biggest thing that everybody, not just this guy, should know is that you should take things from who they come from. If some random guy on the street tells me I'm a douchebag, I'm not gonna care because it's a random guy on the street. He holds no merit for me, you know.
He doesn't even know you at all.
Yeah, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know anybody in my family, so he holds no. He can't say anything. He can't say anything to piss me off or to bother me. But in a situation like his, I suggest anybody else would be better friends than people like that, especially even if one of them were good friends. If he was still supportive of a guy who was making you feel bad, that's still not good for you.
Yeah.
So you did the right thing in cutting them off, but you need instead of looking down that you have nobody, you need to look forward to see now you have a chance to make some real friends.
Right. You didn't like the situation. You removed yourself from the situation, and
You refreshed yourself. You have a second chance to make new friends, real friends that you can actually have fun with.
I've been in situations like this, and I understand this. It'll drive you nuts. Like, how come no one else is picking up on this? This guy's...
Oh, yeah.
But what always happens is the guy will eventually reveal themselves. You know, if the person is a jerk, eventually he can't stop himself. It will be found out. It might take some time, but eventually everyone will find out. He'll do something to annoy everybody. That's usually what happens.
If it gives you any peace, trust me, it will be known. People will know about it, and it's going to screw him over hard.
Yeah.
In some capacity, it's going to come back to bite him in the ass. That happens. I can attest to that.
When I worked at Toys R Us, there was this guy that everyone thought was so great, and everyone loved him so much, and blah blah blah. He would try to manipulate the customers to say that he was great and everything. So what he would do is, a customer would come to the store, they would ask for a certain game, and at this store there was no inventory. It wasn't like GameStop. There's no inventory you could look up. It was just pretty much, is it on the shelf or is it in the back? So they'd ask for a certain game, you would look for it, you couldn't find it, and all of a sudden this dude would come out with it, running out of the back. Oh, I found it, here it is. And then everybody thought, oh, this guy's great. They would tell the customers would tell the managers, this guy really helped me out, he's great. So it turns out what happened, what he was doing, somebody found out, he was hiding things, certain games. He would hide them, and then he would go through this process and he would pull it out, and then come out with it and make himself look like he's great.
Yeah, like he's the savior.
Like he's the savior. This is very bizarre.
That's some shit.
But I knew something was going on. This would go on for so long, and working with this person, and everyone would just be like, this guy's amazing. He's a great employee. He's great.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? And it eventually comes to light. Everything comes into the light eventually.
Let's go ahead and take callers.
All right, people are freaking out.
Because people are like, oh, I guess they're not doing the callers. Well, now we are. Now what?
Wow, you're getting upset.
Are you going to call in, or are you just bitching about it?
Okay, here's the caller portion, everyone.
I'm kidding. You got something to say? Yeah, go ahead. Call in.
Who's calling in? Jerky the show on Skype. That's what we're doing here.
It's just people are I'm sure people are blaming me. It's like, oh, it's Sturm. He's the one taking up the time. Now we can't even call in. That son of a bitch.
Well, it kind of is your fault. You said you didn't want to do it.
I said I didn't want to do callers?
You said I'm not doing calls today.
Fuck them. Dude, I get it.
How come all the people that I see saying that I want calls are sending me messages? There are many of you, but there's some of the people I've seen, I don't want to say names. I'm not calling names out.
No, name them out. Go ahead.
No, I'm not, but there's a few people in there that said I want to call. They're not sending me a message so I could call them. It's just...
Trust me, I've seen enough call screening at my job to know that some people don't. Some people want to call in, and they call in, and they just they don't know what to say. They don't have a topic, and they end up wasting their time, and they just hang up on them.
I don't see some of these people that they want to call. I see the usual folks are here, so I guess we're gonna have some of you guys on. Yes, what are you saying?
So some people say they've sent messages.
Some people sent messages. No. No. Okay, let's just start from the top here. Smart guy. Let's see what the smart guy has to say.
Smart guy.
Smart
I've
guy.
seen this guy. This guy's cool.
He's a great guy.
Yes.
What's up?
Hello.
Smart guy, how are you,
What's
sir?
going on?
What's going on in the chat today? There's anarchy
Good,
in the
man.
chat. People are upset.
Oh yeah.
It might be some. It might be my fault. I don't even
What did you do?
know.
What did you say?
Did you rile them up? Racial slurs. Sexism.
I don't know.
Were the racial slurs targeted at Sturmgeist?
Quite possibly.
I'll accept them. I will accept them.
Mostly at OJ.
Mostly Oji's not even here. He's still getting
good.
picked on.
What race
It's
is
perfect
OJ?
time to talk behind his
What
back.
race is OJ? Is that what you said?
What is he?
OJ's half Irish, half Italian.
Oh,
He's
God.
OJ.
That explains a lot.
No one knows what he is. He's an alien. We've already established this.
He's part. I think he's actually. What is Spock? He's Spock's race.
Vulcan.
He's a Vulcan, I think. Yeah, because he's got that old, mental thing going. I don't know.
That's sterile personality.
Yeah.
So
Smart
what's
guy,
up,
what's
smart
going
guy?
on today? Smart guy.
All right. So you guys were talking about SGC that you both went to, right?
Yes.
You guys had a great time. Guys got a lot of footage.
Oh yeah. You
Correct.
saw the footage?
Yes, I saw the footage. It was great.
Excellent.
I thought you were double dipping there in the intro for a second. I was kind of worried.
I saw that you accused me of that. I was upset. All right. So what's going on?
Excuse me. But I went to a convention of my own. It was excellent. And it was a convention for bronies. It was called the Grand Galaxy Brony Gala. It was a very silly name. I freaking hated it.
Why did you go to this?
Why did I go to this? Because I thought it'd be interesting, you
There's
know.
something to do. I see. That's cool.
The convention of it.
Yes,
They have these all over the country. These brony conventions.
Yes, but yes, I like to be part of communities. I like to see what's going on in pop culture. What are people doing? And it was some things were strange, some things were cool. It was a very odd mix.
Was it only bronies, or was there like a fucking zoo in there?
Oh,
What?
what do you mean? Some people
Cats,
what are you talking about?
dogs,
Fans of
bunnies,
other animals.
Yeah, it's just animals. Animal
Fanboys of other animals, not just the ponies.
There were some furries, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I
but
mean, were there an entire?
I tend to stay away
amalgamation
from
of-
those people. The people dressed up
Yeah.
like cats and dogs and
They'll
horses.
latch on to you, dude.
Some people in two people in one horse suit walking around.
Oh, really?
The fuck?
No,
Oh, okay.
at least I hope not. But it was very interesting. They had some strange stuff. They had some stuff that they had like the panels and stuff. There's stuff that I wouldn't go to. Like they had like arts and crafts there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Awesome.
Like
It's like summer camp, huh?
I am a man. I like to do man things.
Yes.
Arts and crafts. You
So-
can make manly things as arts and crafts, dude.
And they had
Like
and they
what?
had a game show too there. That it was like it reminded me very much like the prizes. It felt just like the game show you ran, Rambo.
Oh,
It
was
felt
that
like
bad,
it.
huh? Was that terrible?
Plagiarism.
No, it was just like it wasn't bad. Like it was humorous. It was oddly humorous because it was like a bootleg version of High Rollers that they were doing there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was run by people from Whammy Entertainment. All right, and so they do it. It was like terrible. It was so bad.
Was
Like,
it
the
intentionally
prizes-
bad?
I don't even know. It was just bad. It was just so bad that you didn't even know if it was intentionally bad.
Did you participate in this? You watched it.
It's cool.
I watched it. I didn't want to participate in it because the prizes was so terrible. It
you
was
buy
like they
any,
brought it out.
Did you get any merchandise at the event?
Yes, I did. I
What'd
did
you
get
get?
some merchandise.
What'd you get?
I got the stuff that was like some of them have some of the characters have really good character designs. You know what I mean? Like
The bronies?
uh
The ponies?
no, from the show. Like the characters from the show, some of them have a really good character design. So I picked up some stuff, and I didn't like go crazy. I didn't spend like hundreds of dollars on pony merchandise. That'd just be nuts. But like they took out the prizes, and it was like in the safe, and I'm just like, holy shit, what are the prizes gonna be? This is pretty nuts. I haven't ever seen prizes on this much lockdown. And they open it up, they take off the locks and everything, They open it up, and there's shoes in, like, old, disgusting shoes.
That's what they gave out?
Nasty.
Is that good in that realm? Is that good in that world, or is that something people don't want?
What if you get an infection?
No one wanted it. No one wanted it. It was just so strange. It's just, oh my god.
Well, smart guy, I'm glad you survived.
They think that I think they think that we're stupid. They think that, yes, they're gonna love this prize.
That was a good prize.
That's a good prize.
Hey man, to the hobo outside of Piss Alley, that would have been heaven.
That's like, talking about appreciate your life and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We just talked about appreciating life, dude. You should
that,
appreciate pairs of shoes.
A nice pair of shoes.
Some
Fix them
people
up.
stumbled in from Piss Alley, and they, like, donated those. They're like, yeah, we don't need these.
Smart guy, where you located, smart guy?
Florida.
Florida, okay. That seems like a reasonable place to go to someday. I'd like to meet you, sir. I'd like to shake your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a big hug.
Stay away from Grandpa.
Take you back to my hotel room. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, easy, man. Easy. Come on.
You gotta dine them first.
I gotta wine and dine him. Take him to the movies or something, right there.
You can do that with OJ when he comes back from Italy.
No, he didn't take me with him, so I'm upset. You gonna play some Marvel Heroes with us next week? I'm gonna try to get back into it, maybe.
Probably, yeah. I did. I actually played with Mark, Slinky, whole bunch of people yesterday, and it was like a 3-hour gaming session of Marvel Heroes. It was pretty intense.
Awesome.
We didn't play the game; we just bullshitted, but you know.
That's what the game is.
That's what it is. So, all right, Smart guy, we gotta go, man, because we got a bunch of other people want to get in.
Oh yeah, I get that, but so yeah, have a good one.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.
All right, bye, Sturm, guys, and Rambo.
Bye-bye.
Later, man.
He said bye to you first. What was up with that?
Oh, of course.
He was just going yeah.
He brought up something that made me laugh about it. SGC. You remember when we went out? We went out to have dinner.
Yeah.
You said, "Well, Phil's with Panda Lee. That's his date." OJ's with his girlfriend. That's his date. And we're the only people who technically don't have dates, so we're gonna pay together.
I said we're gonna be together because everyone was like paying for their own group. So I was like, "Are you and me are together in this?" And then you were just like, "What are you talking about?"
No.
Well, look, I mean, some people might be into that kind of thing. I don't know.
Well,
we're calling Rex right now.
Rex.
We're calling Rex.
That his real name?
What is... Hello?
What?
I'm just going on. All right, there we go.
Is that his real name?
I don't know. That's what he wrote.
Hello?
Rex.
What's up?
I'm a big fan of you guys.
Rex, is that your real name, Rex?
Yes.
Really? That's awesome.
That's badass.
My full name is Rex Willis Christopherson.
Do people call you like T-Rex and stuff like that?
Yeah, even someone called me Train Rex.
Train Rex. Wow.
That's cool.
That's pretty badass, man.
You wreck trains.
So what's going on today, sir? What's up?
I'm just curious what StayBallsy means because I'm autistic and I don't understand what things always mean.
StayBallsy, it's a phrase, it's a lifestyle, sir. It's about
standing up for yourself.
You take it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, standing up for yourself. Taking control of your life, not being so influenced by others, and you being, like at the ending it says, don't take any shit from anybody. Most of the time, you don't have to take people's shit.
That's right, Rex. It's about being yourself, overcoming negativity, and people telling you can't do things, and
not being influenced by other people. You be what you want to be and do what you want to do.
You control your own destiny, Rex.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is it okay?
Yeah, that's pretty cool because my whole life I had bullies and stuff, and I never took shit from people, and I always had friends that stick up for me and stuff, and I'm always thankful for that. Excellent. And you and DSP, I really am a fan of, and I really like your show, Smart Guys, and that brings me joy to you guys, and I really thank you for that.
Well, thank you, sir. You telling me that is a big inspiration to me. So the circle is complete, and we're all feeling good now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just scared to talk to OJ because that guy's a little weird.
Well, he's not here today, so he's not gonna hurt you today. Well, he's a nice guy, and
Yeah, I met him in person. He doesn't bite a lot.
yeah, he's a nice guy. He'd give you a big hug, and he'd be happy to meet you. I'm sure.
He's cool.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right, Rex, keep breaking those trains, man.
I will.
All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
man, keep
Call
on.
it
Also,
again. Yes.
one nickname they also call me was Rex Kwon Do because I was crazy.
Oh wow. Rex Kwon Do. That's a scary name.
I'm a big guy though.
Yeah,
Hey, man, that's good.
it's awesome, dude.
I just hope if you guys are ever in Washington sometime, I would love to meet you, John.
Washington State.
Yes.
I'd like to go there someday.
All right.
I'm gonna call you Rexual Chocolate. How about that? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's get Rexual. I don't know. That's what I got right now. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later, man.
See ya, pal.
Later.
Bye. That was a nice gentleman.
Yeah, awesome. It's awesome to hear from people, anybody inspired by your stuff or.
Certainly is. Let's see here. Let's go with Mark Crown. He's been trying to get on last couple weeks.
Yeah.
You're friends with Mark, you know him. You've been to his
Yeah.
house.
Hello.
Mark!
What's up?
I'm good.
Where's that video, Mark? Here it comes.
There we go.
He's all set up, man. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Mark, I know you've been doing a
As
podcast last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I listened to one on my plane ride.
yeah,
You're talking about how you were born and everything.
yeah.
I thought it was quite good. I'd like to come on there sometime if you'd have me on there. I'd like to do it.
Yeah. Next week I'm gonna have my first guest, and so I probably will do week after that.
So I'm not
you
the,
can
I'm not
come
the
on.
first guest. Who's the first guest?
It's my sister.
I'm not more important than her. Come on, man. I mean, she's probably better
You're
looking
very
than me, but I mean,
important.
all right. Well, I appreciate that. Family comes first, Mark. You're a classy guy,
Yeah.
so I understand that. But I'd like to come on. I've actually never been on I was on Venomous Fat Man's interview thing. That was a long time ago, but I never really get invitations to show up on people's things.
They're just sending them to the wrong email, dude.
I only have
You're
one.
getting, you're getting tons.
I don't think so. People don't want to know. People don't want to ask me things. I have a lot to say, Mark.
Yeah,
And we
sure
can
you
tell.
do.
All right. So
I
what's
don't
going on,
even know
Mark?
what we would talk about, but it will probably be
You
hilarious.
can ask me whatever you want to ask me, and I will try my best to answer truthfully.
Yeah, because
Right.
this Friday, if people go to my latest podcast and then write any crazy topic you would like me to answer on, it can be about anything. I don't care what you write.
What's the
I will-
channel? What's the channel that they can find? Tell
Oh,
me.
it's more Crown Stories.
Mark Crown Stories on YouTube.
Yes,
Mark's doing a podcast a couple times a week. That's pretty crazy, man.
I've done 5 so far.
Wow. What do you do?
So-
3 times a week?
Yes, it's around 30-40 minutes.
What do you think,
So-
Sturm? You and me, a couple times a week doing this? What do you think?
I would never ever be able to keep that schedule. I appreciate anybody who does anything on a weekly basis, like a show or something you have to be here for.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
comes. It just kind of becomes part of your routine, though. I think it's like
Yeah, eventually it becomes part of your schedule,
it just
but I
becomes
mean,
part of your daily emotions. You know,
it's
it's
kind of hard for me though.
all right.
Yeah, so
The offers out there a couple times a week. You want to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to point out on the comment about the person being a dick. Many years ago, when was in like between 7th and 9th grade, my friend got together with one of the girls in our class. So, and from the beginning, she was nice and all, but the more it went on, the more controlling over him she were. So we would have, like, me and the girl Sarah, we would have the conversation would be about something else. It's something random, and then it would be like I was on the other side and of that topic, and she was on the other side. Even though we maybe think of the same thing, we were just bashing each other loud in the hallways.
Wow.
And most of the times, because my other friend, we were like a trio, and my other friend as well hated her. So most of the days when I came home, I was like bashing my closet door, and I was so enraged all the time. I was close to even hitting her in the face sometimes because she's a girl, I wouldn't do it, and she's still together with my friend. But the funny thing is, now many
That's
years
horrible. I don't
later.
want to hear that stuff. Okay, go ahead. What happened?
Yeah,
now?
but many years later now, she's her best friend isn't has completely broken off from her and hates her, and my friend broke up with her after we ended like 9th grade, and he hates her as well. So because she's always controlling and everything. So it's funny how that. Oh.
Yeah, Rambo wants to hear the story, and he wants to hear the person bad in the story get what they deserve at the end. If they don't get it, he doesn't want to hear like them being bad and not getting punished.
No, it's, honestly, that doesn't usually happen in the real world. Dude. In a movie, that happens all the time. You'd have like the villainous person in high school, and then at the end of the movie, a bunch of like feces gets dumped on their heads or something, and then everyone laughs and shit. But it's a tough thing, especially like when you're friends with somebody and then they get in the relationship thing, and then they become different, and then I don't know, it's just weird, man. And then sometimes they break up later on, and it's just like the whole thing was a waste. You know, I was like, I had to deal with you acting like this.
Or sometimes you're not friends with that person anymore, and because of that,
yeah, or who knows?
And they break up with their girlfriend, and then then you don't get your friend no more.
This is what we're talking about. You got to be yourself. Don't change yourself to be with somebody. Nobody's worth that. I don't care who it is.
No. Yeah.
I don't care how many times they blow you a day. It's not worth it.
When it comes to I hear all the time here on the show and everything else about people from America and other stuff, how much bullying exists.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and we have it also here in Sweden. I only kind of had it for like half a year.
Yeah.
Until this kid moved, because he was. I was a very, very short kid. So this kid, he was about the same size as me. And he finally could have someone he could pick on because we were like the same size. And he was always getting, like, people talked down to him because of his size and stuff. So, but I could probably have taken him out, but as mostly with the kids with foreign backgrounds, they have brothers and stuff, that if I would have done it, I probably would end up in a worse situation, because that's how it goes. They would get their brother to help them and stuff. But I compared to what I can hear from America and stuff, I mostly got around it, because since being a sports guy, playing sports always helps. Usually, I always avoided it.
Well, somehow. Mark, you know, people bully you because you're a great guy, you're a nice guy, you're a talented guy, and a lot of times what bullies do, they're not very intelligent or very good at anything, so they feel animosity towards people who are good people. And they try to bring them down to their level.
Problem is, I have a lot of pride and want to stand up for myself.
That's right. That's what you
so I had to swallow it, not to start fighting him, because
it's a very tough situation. Because what do you do? What do you fight them? What do you do? Tell them?
I think I would easily take him out, but I mean, he got brothers. He's got friends who much larger than I am.
It never ends. There's people coming after you, and then the next day, and then. There's no real answer to it. It's a very tough situation.
And I heard he was going to move, so I just survived it for like a couple of months, and then he left the school. So
hopefully somebody dumps a bucket of feces on him at the end of the movie. like we're talking about.
Yeah.
earlier. That's what he
Can
deserves.
hope that.
Yeah.
All right, Marky, man, let me know about the podcast deal. I'd like to jump on there with you sometime, and
Yeah.
we got some Marvel Heroes going next week, maybe. All right.
In 2 weeks' time, I think.
All right, excellent. Just let me know about that. We'll play some Marvel Heroes coming up soon. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll talk to you in a while. It's good to talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
dude,
right,
good
was
to hear
fun.
from you.
Talk to you soon, man.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.
All right, sir. We're gonna wrap this down with overtime show. Try to give you a good one. Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it? Did you ever think you'd co-host the show someday? You've been on the show a couple times.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there was going to be a time where you're going to ask me to co-host it.
How did you know? How did you know?
I don't know. I just did. You asked me for a lot of things. And it was going to happen eventually.
You would be drafted into the show one day. Today was that day, and I thought it went very well. I think you're a sharp young man. You have a bright future ahead of you.
Well, that is yet to be determined.
As long as you stay off that crack pipe, you're going to be all right. So,
The crack pipe is gone. Yeah, actually, you know what's funny?
yeah,
Quick story. When I moved into this house,
you found a crack pipe in there.
there was a crack pipe
yeah.
in my closet. There was nothing in here. I was kind of cleaning things out, dusting, and I found a crack pipe.
There's somebody out there looking really hard for that. They're still looking now.
It was either a crack pipe or a weed pipe, but it was definitely a pipe.
There's a lot of stuff we didn't get into. You're a straight-edge gentleman like myself.
Yes, sir.
There's always more stuff to talk about, so maybe someday you shall return. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
And PWS, I'm thinking we'll do one hopefully sooner than later. I don't know exactly when. I'm still working on the next Schnozman Hole Punch episode. I'm going to have an update about that next week.
Yeah.
When that episode's probably going to come out, I'll probably announce it next week. OJ, I think, is coming back. Are you around next week, too, or no?
I might be around.
I think OJ's supposed to be here. I don't know what's really exactly going on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Did he say he's coming? I don't remember. I think he says he's going to be here. So
Not sure.
I'll have to try to contact him somehow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being a part of Genre Presents, the very best in free and optional entertainment. For Sturmgeist, this is John signing off. We thank you. We love you. We'll talk to you
Later.
another day. Bye-bye.